players going 1-3 is always sad to see.
Yeah, I think they've had some unfortunate luck, but things have been turned around. They had some unfortunate plays in the first couple weeks as well. But we got another match in Trinity Series. It is Love You Lots is going to be taking on Virtus.Pro. And Virtus.Pro had that swap out for roster this week as well. Dr. Hippie will no longer be joining Virtus.Pro in the Trinity Series. It's now Casey. All the teams were allowed one permanent roster swap.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of teams have been utilizing it. I didn't think as many teams would utilize the roster swap as that have, but it's pretty interesting to see. And most teams, after a swap, I'd say, have gone up in win rate. They've had a positive change from most of the swaps.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but something looks different here. This is where Trinity is really different from a lot of tournaments. All 9 classes represented across the board for both teams. At the start of the match, they'll ban 2 of the opposing classes, and they will not be available for play. Of the 7 remaining, they're going to choose 6 of those decks to come to battle with. And from there, they're going to play a last zero standing match where the first team to take 6 wins is going to win the set.
Right. And last week, we actually saw Love You Lots bring Hunter. Most teams choose to leave Hunter behind. And Love You Lots was actually utilizing that class. Do you think they'll do that again?
I'm curious to see. I do know that they hold Virtus.Pro in pretty high regard. And that Hunter omission, I think, is telling of the fact that they believe Virtus.Pro is prepared.
Okay, that's interesting. So they're maybe thinking the Virtus.Pro's ready for the Hunter, so that's why they leave out the Hunter this week, try and mix it up a little bit. Because you do have to kind of prepare for all of your opponent's decks in last year's standing.
Yep, and there you can see it. The pilots, Zalay's going to be on Paladin and Shaman. Chaki's going to be on Mage and Warlock. Muzzy going to be on Rogue and on Warrior. Zalay and Muzzy were respectively the second and first point earners in the Americas region for HCT points this year.
Yeah, very impressive to see that kind of dedication, the time it takes to acquire all of those points, the amount of open cups you have to play, the amount of ladder grinding you have to do. It's really impressive. It shows that, if they're going to take the time to do all of that grinding, they're going to take the time to really prepare for any sort of unique format.
Yep, and there you see it. Naaman's going to be on Paladin and Warrior. Casey, the new addition, will be on Rogue and Mage. And Bunny Hopper's going to be on Warlock and Shaman. Last season, Virtus.Pro made it to that top 4 spot. Weren't able to make it to that finals and close out the tournament. But all of these players have had some pretty strong success where Hearthstone tournaments are concerned. And something that's really big to me is that last year, Virtus.Pro didn't feel like they had strong leadership. But Bunny Hopper this season has really taken a lead.
Right. Bunny Hopper has taken a lead, and there may be even some more leadership coming in with Casey. He's a very vocal player as opposed to Dr. Hippie, who is kind of one of the more quiet players on the team.
Yeah, and I think some of that came down to native languages, where speaking in English so that everyone understands, it's not as easy if you don't use English every single day. And, Dr. Hippie, he understands what you're saying, but a lot of times he's a man of few words. And I think that's because he's just like,
yeah, a little uncomfortable.
How do I articulate this?
Yeah, speaking in English. Sure, I could see that. But he is allowed to speak in his native language, right, on the comms if he felt like it. But I guess his teammates wouldn't really understand him. That can be tough when it comes to team tournaments. Love You Lots is one of my favorite teams to watch because they are so vocal. Every player on that team is extremely vocal, cracking jokes the whole time and what have you.
Sometimes when they get behind, they're not cracking as many jokes, though.
Okay. Yeah.
But if they get really far behind, they will crack some jokes then.
Right, because then they just laugh at their situation and their own misery, which is always fun.
Which is why I laugh every day. Chaki's been one of the most consistent performers in Hearthstone to date as well. Had a lot of second-place success leading up to his big win at DreamHack Austin in 2016, where Priest was considered the 9th best class and was in his DreamHack winning lineup.
Yeah, he's definitely a player that does some unorthodox things and can think outside the box. He likes to break away from the norm a lot, so hopefully we see some of that today. But it looks like they are going with the Jaina Mage, I would say. Not 100% certain, but these cards, Polymorph, Fireball, Frostbolt, are often seen in a Jaina controlling major archetype, and it looks like they're going up against the Dead Man's Hand N'Zoth Warrior.
Yeah, and this can be a tough matchup, where
this can be an almost impossible matchup.
Dead Man's Hand puts so much extra cards in Virtus.Pro stack that if Love You Lots can't find a window of opportunity to burn out Virtus.Pro, it's hard for them to win a strict resource battle. Because when it boils down to it, the N'Zoth alone is a big swing to that. But when you Dead Man's Hand the N'Zoth, you got another one coming at some point.
Exactly.
And so I think Love You Lots this game is going to have to look for a window of opportunity to simply burn out Virtus.Pro.
Right. They cannot win with the value game plan. You're never going to be able to outvalue adding 9 additional cards to your deck, multiple N'Zoths, which then bring back multiple Direhorn Matriarchs. It's just too much cards added to the decks, too much value added. You have to actually kill your opponent, which can be tricky to do when they're a warrior, that can armor up every turn.
And Mountain Fire Armor will require attention at some point.
Right.
That's 6 more armor. Last week, Love You Lots led with Warlock, and they did beat a Dead Man's Hand N'Zoth Warrior because they Dirty Ratted the N'Zoth on turn 9.
Sure.
They specifically held the Dirty Rat from turn 2, where Complexity played a Doomsayer into their Voidwalker. They held the Dirty Rat in the face of that, tried to maximize their chance to hit N'Zoth.
Well, hopefully for their sake, they have some sort of tech in here that can help with this. A Dirty Rat would be very helpful. Let's hear what they got in their deck.
Them early than it is late.
Yeah. So we could not ping, right? Because we probably are going to Alex them is the thought.
Alright, yeah.
So we could...
Feels like turning on Battle Rage at this point in the game helps them more than it hurts.
Yeah, I see. Okay. There's some logic that later in the game, like, if they aren't damaged, they can throw away Battle Rage for free to not overdraw, but... Yeah, I think I agree with you. We won't damage them.
So they're just Medivh Mage. Do we need the extra armor gain from Armor Smith, or do we need the extra damage on board?
I like the extra damage on the board, like just to mitigate the damage from the face.
Yeah, sure. And we get a better Battle Rage, possibly. Yeah, sure. I agree.
Armor made to fit.
That's pretty sketchy of them to
Maybe
just
they
throw
think
out an
we're-
Armor Smith.
Maybe
Yeah, what do you think they should be doing?
They might think we're Secret Mage since this is a deck we started with.
We didn't ping their
We
face
haven't-
on turn 2.
We haven't
That's
started.
tough,
We haven't led Secret Mage, but we did play it, and yeah, we didn't ping them on too.
Well, I mean,
we're probably gonna ping this, right, and just kind of chill.
Think about bolting it next turn.
Yeah, well, we probably are gonna bolt it next turn.
well
but,
then isn't it better to bolt it this turn?
well, we might not bolt it, right? We could chill, I guess. Like, if we draw a secret, would we want to
Wants to bolt
valet
it to
it?
gain 1 life.
Yeah, 1 life is
No,
like.
let's talk about it. How could it? Maybe it matters. What if they smack us? No, it doesn't seem very important.
Well, the idea would be to...
If they coin the Blood Razor, that's sketchy, but do you want to Frostbolt it?
I think if that's going to be our plan to bolt it next turn, we can just bolt it this turn.
Okay. I think it denies them like Acolyte Whirlwind or stuff like that. Like coin Blood Razor
Really
if they
don't
just
mind
wanted
that.
1 armor for some dumb reason, like, and we gain 1 life.
Battle Rage, and I don't really like it. And
I think we have enough time, right? In case it's Shadow Mage,
Like, the thing is with the Dead Man's Hand is that we're also going to shuffle a coin right now,
yeah.
and that gives us just,
And I
gives us
still
just a
think
bigger possibility of drawing dead, because I don't think we ever get to fatigue.
we can go coin, Dead Man's Hand, and Battle Rage.
I think we have enough time to get a better Dead Man's Hand later on, right? Like even if you're behind, we also can just shuffle sheet blocks or even a sheet slam if we need to execute early on. I think
I don't
we
know.
just have enough time.
I like actually wouldn't mind just passing, and like armoring up.
Yeah,
Just, I mean,
I like armor up.
just armor up.
Like throwing
And
away
then-
that coin is not that good right now because coining out next turn, for example, Direhorn Hatchling or something.
I mean, the other thing is like you can consider if they just ping and play Arcanologist, you hit that with the Blood Razor, right?
Yeah.
And then you want to basically just find a Firefly so we can Battle Rage for 2.
Yeah, actually true.
Casey and Bunny Hopper, both very active voices on Virtus.Pro. I'm curious if that's going to clash at all in this series.
Right. It's a very different team dynamic than what we've seen previous weeks with Virtus.Pro. With Dr. Hippie in there, everyone just kind of followed what Bunny Hopper was saying. But now Casey is, presenting a counter argument to it. And I think, honestly, it should be helpful. Just to have more people talking. But we can always say that sometimes too much talking can be bad because you can't really end up agreeing on a play.
I remember Trinity Series last season, you and StrifeCo had very different views of how to play the game.
Yeah, we played very differently, and we were both very vocal about it, and I think that wasn't as helpful as it could be.
I remember there was a week where you guys came to agreement. You're like, just let the pilot decide. And you sat and you thought.
And then
it worked.
We started winning from that point. Yeah, it was just the earlier weeks when we were both trying to do our different kind of styles and different game plans. It wasn't working well. So it'll be interesting to see with Virtus.Pro, are they going to kind of adjust to Casey? Are they going to adjust to Bunny Hopper's style? Or are they just going to clash the whole time and have it be a disaster?
Or just come to an agreement.
Yeah, something has to happen there.
Naaman's the pilot, so Naaman is the tiebreak if they're differing every time.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So he's kind of in the driver's seat to decide, what's happening out of that discussion.
Yeah, you heard Love You Lots. You pretty much got a scope of how they play the game. They're like, well, if our game plan's going to be to Frostbolt, why don't we just Frostbolt now? Muzzy is very much a spend mana kind of gamer alongside with Zalay. Chalky is the one who's finding the moments when you have to deviate from that. You want to take a step back and just slow it down.
Sure.
He's really good at that.
Oftentimes, the way Love You Lots plays really differs from a lot of the other teams. Most of the other teams kind of elect one leader, whereas Love You Lots, they kind of take a mishmash of everybody's game plan, but then if there's a real spot where nobody agrees, Muzzy takes over.
Yeah.
But I would say Love You Lots does the most of listening to everybody with less leadership, but still super vocal, which is kind of interesting.
So now seeing how Love You Lots has played this, do you think Virtus.Pro could have anticipated this style of deck as early on as they did, or do you think that Armor Smith could have been saved and maybe Dead Man's Hand to try to buy like an infinite armor total so it's insurmountable?
I think they well, let's just listen in with Love You Lots instead of trying to speculate what's going on with Virtus.Pro's side.
-1.
Full as possible.
So we are waiting for the second Diaron hatchling to also shuffle without executing possible and without coin, but with Battle Rage Slam, yeah.
That's interesting. Polymorph, so that's some kind of Jaina mage for sure, right?
Yes. And they kept Polymorph.
They played something like this in the earlier weeks as well. Do we have any idea how exactly their list looked? They didn't have Majif, right? They just had Jaina and like Flame Strike and Barongeddon and tons of
played also something similar, right? They played Polymorph, but they did play.
It's kind of funny. It's the question also how much we actually want to draw ourselves then. If they plan on like polymorphing both the hats.
I think we can play as passive as possible as long as we have one.
No. I mean, we just armor up, obviously, but...
We just have enough time to think about.
Pull up the fatigue calc.
So we don't play anything.
Yeah, I mean... They're gonna draw to 9, then we draw to 8, then they draw to 10, and they have to play something, right? So... We can just continually pass.
What to do? What to do?
That's what we want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, I know. We're past gamers. That's what we do. We did it last week. It was sweet. We're going to do it again this week. It's going to be equally as sweet.
All right, it looks like Love You Lots has decided to go with the fatigue plan. There's kind of two different ways you can play this matchup. One, you try and draw all your burn and do burn mage things and kill your opponent. Option 2, you try and draw as few cards as possible, hope your opponent draws too many cards, then make a transition to Jaina and still beat them in fatigue even through Dead Man's Hand.
And it's not impossible, although it is very difficult.
Well, one of the things that could make it impossible is if your opponent runs 2 copies of Dead Man's Hand.
That will make it impossible.
Right. So they have to make a read on the situation and be like, well, we saw the Death Rattle minions already.
Has any team played 2 Dead Man's Hand in Trinity this far?
I think it might have actually been Virtus.Pro that was running 2 Dead Man's Hand and won a mirror match in the last week I was here casting, in week 2. So there may be a second Dead Man's Hand in there. If there is a second Dead Man's Hand, then this game plan from Love You Lots will never work.
It has failed already.
It will
that's
fail.
The case.
But if there's only one Dead Man's Hand and Virtus.Pro draws too many cards, Love You Lots could potentially transition to Jaina, stabilize their health with elementals, and win in fatigue.
And you heard Love You Lots talking about it last turn. Chalky was going, we're going to go to 8 cards, they're going to go to 9 cards. Then we're going to go to 9 cards, they're going to go to 10 cards.
And then they have to play something.
The onus is on Virtus.Pro to begin expelling resources.
Right.
So their game plan is to force Virtus.Pro to play things, to respond adequately, or force burns from the top of the deck. Now that being said, with Virtus.Pro's hand right now, they are quite free to take some burns off the top of their deck and force Love You Lots to be the one playing cards. Wow. They have the N'Zoth, they have the Dead Man's Hand. Those are the 2 most important cards.
Yeah, those are definitely really important cards, and they just have to figure out what cards do they want to Dead Man's Hand is really important.
Now, they're not going to do that because they have Coin, they have Whirlwind, they have Battle Rage. They don't want those cards going in. Let's listen to Love You Lots in here if their game plan is thinking they're going to work out.
4-3, but I doubt they're ever going to play more than just one 4-3. They would 4-3 pass, right? There's not really strong reasons to hold on to it. I guess like we get Lyra off of Portal.
Shuffle this one.
I still wouldn't want to shuffle.
The question is, do we want to shuffle or do we want to play Coin Armor up and pass?
I would possibly want to Coin Armor up.
Yeah, same. We could just, like what Bunny said, we could increase our value in our hand that we shuffle.
Yeah, but the value, you're just waiting for Diagonal Hatchling. If it's in the last cards, like, why do you need to do that? And we can still, we don't really need to pressure the mage, but I'm kind of scared about the rat. Like,
if you're scared about Dirty Red, that's fair. But I played Mana, I'm not sure if there's ever a reason to play Dirty Red and Mana in the same deck.
But like, think about it. You're waiting for Diagonal Hatchling, and it might be in the last cards. So
yeah, but like even if you pick up a certain Mountain Fire armor, that's like a fair minion to shuffle, right? The only thing that you don't want to shuffle is like card draw, because you're never drawing.
Even Firefly is good because we gain more armor later on in the game.
So you like just using the coin?
I like using coin and then your power.
Like, if we get any minion in our deck except Acolyte, which is like one...
I mean, the thing is you might like never play Firefly later simply because it's like...
we could play it.
They get Jaina online, like as soon as they get Jaina online, like it's just for us to remove stuff, right?
Yeah.
They can avoid it.
Well, the thing about putting the block up, if we draw another block, then we can go
on.
I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. I'm a little lost, but
the idea of putting the barrier up is if we don't put it up, they might smack us and then never smack again.
We have a lot of time to think about all these things. So.
Oh God, nothing but time for nothing that matters.
All right.
I like the barrier ping thing.
I like the barrier.
Because I'm thinking, what if they?
If they want to re-equip, they might be smacking.
There's Lord Garrosh not coming down anytime soon.
Right.
Nightmare up.
Let's think about it. We have time. So what are the other options? So throwing out Whirlwind is only better to make use cards, but it...
Yeah, but like the most useless card is definitely Battle Rage.
Yeah. So we just play Battle Rage. I agree.
And Nightmare up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They play Jane on the next turn, but they could have played it this turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you play Jaina as soon as you can, basically. Even if they Jaina next turn, you can still Deadman's Hand into Whirlwind Execute.
Or Whirlwind Deadman's Hand Execute. And,
Exactly, one of these two options.
Or just
Depends on how much you want to shuffle, but I guess like shuffling 9 cards is fine as well, because like if you had 9 cards in fatigue, that's like certainly
You're not
fine. I mean,
only
we're gonna draw a few cards in this
Yeah.
game, that's for sure.
but
What to do?
2 mana.
What to do?
Warrior spell. That's it.
That's it. Just discarded itself. But it's fine. They're playing for fatigue.
Yeah.
Love You Lots has shown we're going to play for fatigue. We're not doing anything to threaten your life total. So then Virtus.Pro's response is, hey, we're going to do
Okay.
nothing too. We're going to add cards to our deck with Dead Man's Hand, and we're going to be able to win from that position.
Love You Lots really needs to find Jaina as well. Jaina is paramount to this game plan. However, I'm not 100% certain you actually just play Jaina as soon as possible, because something that you would like to do is actually get the removal away from Virtus.Pro and then try to have a water elemental stick, or
Right.
play Jaina the turn that they actually play a minion, like say they play Armorsmith. Suddenly they're really committed to damaging their own Armorsmith and trading it in so that you can't get another water elemental off of it. So it's not simply as easy as play Jaina. Sometimes the timing does matter. Albeit now that we've climbed to this super endgame stage and Virtus.Pro is doing nothing, it is, I think, Jaina as soon as possible, but there are some deviations there.
Sure, I could see that as well. And Virtus.Pro needs to set up a Dead Man's Hand at some point this game. If you could pick any card to Dead Man's Hand, because they can kind of do that as they just pick and choose what they want to discard from their hand, what would be the combination of cards you want to Dead Man's Hand?
I want N'Zoth, and I want minions.
Right.
I don't want
think so.
Acolyte.
No, not Acolyte. Acolyte's a terrible minion. So that's an issue right now, right? Now that they've drawn the Acolyte, if they Dead Man's Hand, they add another one to their deck, so it's going to be another useless card to draw.
But something to keep in mind, though, is if Love You Lots isn't pressuring life total, that means they're not going to pressure life total. So drawing
Right.
a dead card is not really an issue.
And then, in that case, do you need to pressure? What if they draw all removal? Can they win in fatigue by just removing everything?
Yeah.
So then maybe they could just kind of Dead Man's Hand anything and they win then.
N'Zoth is really the big one you want to hit.
Then Zoth for sure. Maybe,
I want to hit armor stuff as well. Like, in my opinion, I think they should have held the Armorsmith on turn 2.
Okay.
I
just
think
being
they're
able to
hedging-
gain life is so much better.
I think they're hedging their bets against Secret Mage when they play it, and they don't need it to win this matchup, but it is something to consider.
Right.
Dead Man's Hand Warrior is something I have played way too much of, and the way that
Well-
I have won this matchup overwhelmingly is actually with Armorsmiths more than it has been with N'Zoth.
One of the interesting things is the first variation of Dead Man's Warrior I saw was actually made by Casey, who has just recently joined Team Virtus.Pro. So he's honestly one of the originators of this deck archetype.
Ooh, Frozen Clone.
It's a powerful card in this matchup. A lot of times, what you want
The
to
other two
do,
are dead.
what you want to do as the warrior player is you want your Direhorn Hatchlings to die, so you play them into Doomsayers. So what you could do as Love You Lots is you could play a Doomsayer and then play Frozen Clone, baiting them to drop their Death Rattle minions to try and play around Polymorph.
Now, mind you, the thing that's been exhibited here from both teams is a high level of thought. Like, doing nothing is quite powerful in the right situations. Love You Lots, I think, is anticipating the Acolytes coming into play against Doomsayers, and I don't think they'll play them because of that. Let's listen to Virtus.Pro. This game is still creeping along.
Before they play Jaina, right?
Yes,
Do
true,
we
but they
have
don't want to play the
Raw?
Armorsmith.
Like,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
we have-
all- even if they just go crazy on Jaina, we just brought it away and remove the 1 million left. And since we're gonna have 2 brawls anyway, I don't think that's a big deal. We also have double fishes, so we can clear every Jaina
So
ball.
that's Jaina.
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield it.
Do we ever slam execute this?
And the question is what cards. Yeah. Are we really gonna just wait for the Direhorn Hatchling? Can we do that?
You can also play the Death Knight, but now we actually want to shuffle that one.
Yeah, I want to keep my armor up hero power as well.
So slam execute.
And I want to remove that thing.
What about slam and then and see what we draw in Dead Man's Hand?
Okay, yeah, might be an option.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if they throw Alexstrasza to our face, we have a problem.
I think it's just actually just execution. Maybe using the slam. I hit with the whip on a slam.
Yeah. But then we also have no execute activator anymore.
Yeah, true, but
I mean, we can still just like throw out a mountain fire armor and brawl it or something like that.
We also have double sheet slam left in our deck and one blood razor to activate the execute.
Are we gonna portal this turn?
What, is Manorm good this turn?
I think
guess
we
if
want to
we
hold
want to
Manorm
use
for
it.
Rat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the damage isn't relevant, so I want to like portal. I think because it's we could just fireball if we want to make them use a card again without using an efficient card. Like they could be sitting on execute, which they can't use. But what other bad cards are there? Like we could never play a minion, so that they kind of have to shuffle like execute and stuff, which isn't amazing. I guess it's still okay because it kills wellies later.
You thinking you want a fireball face to not give them stuff they use their removal on?
Yeah, we could not give them a an execute, or we could just portal for the minion for the most pressure, right?
I think I want a portal.
Okay. I'm completely okay with that.
Oh, that guy's shiny.
Yeah. He is.
I don't know. I think I like the idea of not playing any minions and just fireballing them in the face.
This game is quite weird. You know, both teams early on committed to exhausting the opposing resources in totality.
Against a Jaina deck that can generate or attempts to generate infinite water elementals, and a Dead Man's Hand warrior, which attempts to shuffle a bunch of additional cards into its deck.
Right, and so here, when Love You Lots lands the Jaina, they are now more free to play minions, because if stuff ends up living with low life totals, what can end up happening is if it gets to 1, they get to make a water elemental. If not, they can use their own small burn spells, like Medivh's Valet or Frostbolts, that are somewhat irrelevant, and generate water elementals from them. So the pressure now is starting for Virtus.Pro, and you see them Dead Man's Hand here, they know that something's going to have to give.
Yeah, it's
fairly
interesting
soon.
that they choose the Dead Man's Hand so early. But Love You Lots, during our listening, we were hearing what they were saying. They were saying whether or not they wanted to use the Firelands portal, how is that going to shape the Dead Man's Hand for Virtus.Pro? So the actions that they've been doing previously have been trying to force specific hands to have or specific cards to have to be used or have to be held onto, so they can kind of control what their opponent's Dead Man's Hand is.
Yeah,
which I think is really interesting.
And you mentioned Casey was one of the first people to build a Dead Man's Hand deck.
Right.
He's a new addition to Virtus.Pro here, and I think that having that guidance of him being here is quite valuable.
Right, and I think one of the reasons why they chose to Dead Man's Hand at the time that they did is because they started realizing that, you know, what if Love You Lots Alexes us, then we're forced to use the execute, and then we have to Dead Man's Hand after that, and they could run into situations where the cards in their hand progressively become worse for the Dead Man's Hand. So I think
Reflection.
Molten Reflection is pretty solid to be able to generate additional minions.
Yeah. Now they won't be using it here on the Bolvar because
They have
the more
enough
minions they put in play, the more opportunities that is for Virtus.Pro to profitably brawl. So second Acolyte gets drawn. Their hand is shaping up quite poorly in this late stage. Let's hear how they want to handle this.
maybe the Mantis armor isn't that bad to play it, even if they get the elemental, and then the next turn you can acolyte and brawl if you want to. Another possibility, like the most obvious, is just playing the Death Knight, but we lose the hero power, which we don't like. Also use the Shield Slam.
I mean, the other thing is you could like get hero power and Shield Slam the Mana Worm.
Yeah. So it depends what.
That's probably the best, I think, sheet slamming the mana burn. We have two more executes in our deck, 2 more sheet slams, and a brawl. I don't think we should be scared of Alex Strasser and Medivh.
I think Alex Strasser will probably just like fly, and then like brawl it and just win the. I mean, if Bold was.
And we can't Frozen Clone because of hand size still, so we just do that.
Mm-hmm.
I bring life.
I guess they still have virus. Still don't know if we transition to killing them or.
Right, well, we'll figure it out, right? We didn't get any burn off the glyphs, so that kind of blows for that plan.
We could definitely kill.
This
We
one.
could, yeah,
That's like
definitely.
a very real thing.
Like, well, at the worst, like they might have to start shield blocking now, which is kind of nice. So they didn't shuffle that, right? They top deck that, or did they? I didn't quite
Might
see.
have. I didn't get to see anything.
Oh,
I think they shuffled that Acolyte.
Yeah.
all right, come on, Acolyte or Alex, right? We got 40% good outcomes.
What about Bolvar?
Very average outcome, right? It's
Well, we
rarely
can
you miss
we can
still
ping it.
kill him. We can still
We can
kill
ping
him, I
it
think.
for more damage now.
spicy.
We have so much damage in hand.
So, do we want a portal for the most minion pressure?
That's what I want to do.
I want to do
Yeah.
that, I think.
We have 15 from
So
him
it's
next
portal
turn.
first, right?
Yeah.
And if we get like a charger, we can reflection it. Well, we can reflection a charger or a valuable Firelands card.
Glire, maybe.
We got that.
Okay.
Thank God.
Do
Alright.
we
So if we ping the Bolvar, we can put him
to 10 and then they're looking pretty dead? That's the idea, and they can't really like shield block and do stuff.
Yeah,
We
that's what
could
I-
reflection instead, but
Nah, I want to.
What do they do to a Molten Reflection? Do they have a
well,
second
they
ball?
just used their brawl.
They still have executes.
Right, they still have executes, but execute only kills one, which is why reflectioning would be pretty good.
Reflection's good with Medieval.
Okay.
I like the ping.
You like the ping because we can make 2 7/7s?
I'm fine with either. I think either's.
I like the ping.
Okay.
I think that one.
Well, yeah, just buffers his Bolvar, right?
So I play the Death Knight and execute, right?
Yes. Next turn we just try to gain as much armor as possible if we are not dead.
They look extremely dead.
That's not even efficient.
They are very dead. Alright, good fatigue game, guys.
Yeah,
Great stuff.
nailed it.
It worked.
No, you just killed him, huh?
Yeah.
A lot easier.
Funny how that works.
If you kill them, they die.
Right.
They didn't pressure.
It's still
The timing attack worked out for
Well-
for Team Levulots here.
The thing that is most interesting about the fatigue plan was because Levulots indicated they were playing towards fatigue, we saw, Virtus.Pro have to do some interesting things like play Battle Rage for 0 card draw, throw away Acolyte of Pains, not cycle Acolyte of Pains. And then when it came down to the nitty-gritty, the mage had assembled all of the burn plan. The warrior didn't cycle anything because they were too afraid of losing in fatigue, and they couldn't beat the burn plan because they didn't cycle through their deck to find their answers for it. So the fatigue plan worked, but not in the traditional way.
That is a quite powerful timing attack. Both Firelands portals, both fireballs. And they had a minion that stuck around. I mean, their first Firelands portal minion was quite valuable. It just kept chipping away for 1 damage at a time until it represented the 3. It's just a big spike in damage burst. I mean, if you look at the amount of damage they deal over the course of the game, it's a line that goes nowhere, and then suddenly it hits 15, and then it's 20 more right afterwards. That's crazy to look at.
Yeah.
You gotta build armor totals versus mage.
I really like how that was played by Team Levulots. They identified that they have this fatigue plan, and then they identified the proper time to switch away from the fatigue plan and attack in a different angle.
Yeah, absolutely right. So our first game goes to Team Levulots, but we have the full set remaining to go. Could possibly be up to 10 more games. Don't go anywhere, guys. The second game of this second match in the second day of our 5th week is coming up.
You guys seeing this?
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
It's the Intel Esports Arena here in Burbank, California. Big thanks to Intel, as well as Twitch and ESL, for helping make Trinity Series possible. You seeing this, Firebat?
I'm seeing this. We just saw
you guys seeing
Mage
this?
take down a control warrior, an Azoth control warrior. That doesn't happen every day.
It does not, and it all came down to that Alex draw after they'd assemble all their burn spells.
Right, and there was a lot of like small things. If we look at the N'Zoth Warriors' perspective, you mentioned earlier playing the Armorsmith as early as they did. It was kind of a check for Secret Mage, but based on the no ping on turn 2, they should have known that it was a controlling mage. That's a resource that would have been really great to potentially Dead Man's Hand, so they would have extra armor gain turns in the future, or at least play it and gain some armor from it. They gained essentially no armor from that Armorsmith, where they could have paired it with the Whirlwinds and such later on in the game. Just to something as small as that makes the burn plan so much better.
Well, something else that's unique to me, too, is that they committed the Direhorn Hatchling early on and got polymorphed, and they didn't commit the Mountain Fire armor. Like, the second polymorph is pretty hard for your opponent to have in that situation.
And even if they do have it, then that means the second Direhorn's fine.
Right. So it also means your second Mountain Fire's fine at that point, too.
Yeah, it seems like just
that pressure will force a response from Team Levylots.
The unorthodox way Team Levylots kind of played the game, I think, caught Virtus.Pro off guard.
I think so as well.
It seemed like they didn't know how to adjust to this kind of different style of game. So the do nothing until your opponent is confused strategy kind of came into effect.
I was confused. I could see both hands and I was confused. And Mage has been quite an even deck across the board in Trinity Series, as well as it is pretty much everywhere in every single tournament. It's a middle-of-the-road deck.
It's got good matchups. It's got bad matchups.
It's got good draws. It's got bad draws.
But typically speaking, N'Zoth Warrior is one of the decks people bring out to counter Mage.
Hey, I mean, it should beat it.
It should.
Yeah, I think honestly, the part for me to look at, I mentioned the match, Armorsmith has been one of my major win conditions versus Mage.
You need to be able to. You gain that armor, the burn plan can't affect you.
Right.
They open themselves up to that by just playing it on turn 2. So sometimes it's the smallest little things that open up avenues of attack for your opponent, and I think Virtus.Pro gave them an opening.
I think so as well. The fatigue plan does not work very well for Team Levylots. Think about all the things that have to go right. They have to see Virtus.Pro draw too many cards.
Right.
They have to have a Jaina active. They have to have water elementals rolling to keep their life total up through the fatigue damage, and then they have to follow that up with burn to kill Virtus.Pro before the fatigue sets in.
Right.
That's a tall order.
And Virtus.Pro would have probably won in fatigue because they'd only drawn one card, but because they'd only drawn one card, they couldn't stop the burn plan. So I love it. It's just a two-pronged attack there. But what are they going to bring out? What are they going to bring out now that the Warrior is gone? That's typically the best counter to Mage, I'd say.
Yeah, it does get a little bit tougher from here. A lot of the aggressive decks suffer to more controlling Mage decks. Something that they may take into account is the removal package, because there's fireballs and there's polymorphs. Maybe they can just get quite aggressive against it and put it to the test. So I think something like Murloc Paladin could be a great answer here.
Yeah, Murloc Paladin typically performs pretty well, but we do see some tech from Levylots with the Volcanic Potion. Let's listen in on this mulligan by them.
Yeah.
I don't know if Glyph's worth keeping, though. Like, Frostbolt, Arcanologist, Mana Worm, like, those all seem so much better, and we've got the Potion, which means, I guess, that we have time since we have the Potion, we sort of have time, but I really want the minion early game to set up the Potion, right? Because it doesn't quite kill Murlocs. Like, if they play the 1/3. I mean, do you want to... Yeah, I don't think Glyph's amazing right now. I'd rather have my chance at Mana Worm and Arcanologist.
Okay.
Thanos is okay with it.
Yeah.
Really nice with it.
Obviously, if they're controlled, then, whatever.
I don't think they're controlled.
Yeah, okay. Murlocs.
A read on.
You have a read on them. Okay. Well, I have a read on this turn.
Yeah, let's pass.
and it's hitting the end turn button.
Seer kind of fucks up our plan.
Yeah.
Did we see
a lot of things
from them?
I'll pass here, right? The next turn I can go tactical into hero power.
Yep.
The Archanologist, then I'll play the Valon Blade.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you play Molotide Coda, it's just really bad versus Doomsayer.
They had like the full late game stuff.
Okay.
I think that 1-1.
Yeah.
So they had Tyrion Bone Mare's Curator last week. Can kind of expect Steed and such. Let's just ping it.
So if they play War Leader,
We probably have to fireball it. Well,
Yeah, that's what.
yeah, I think we do. I think we do.
Yeah, that's what I just about to say. I think we have to play a fireball on it.
Far left. Actually, no, it's worth to. Like, what I'm gonna be against and what I'm gonna use it.
The 1/3 is going to get kings because it doesn't die to fireball.
So the Murloc pack collar needs to be in the middle.
Yeah, it needs to be a new plate on the right, yeah.
I'm
think about
thinking we just potion.
Yep.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
We can fireball the Megasaur after it buffs the 1/1. Yeah, we just potion here.
Alright, one mage, maybe later.
I'm pretty sure.
And so, unless I think the plates into the polymorph. That's basically it. They need to have it, or in the fireball, they have it. I
So
can
you
go
just
white on
want
the
to
board.
kings? Oh, yeah, it's...
Yeah, it seems in the beginning it's better to go white on the board, especially that we have the time.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure now that they are not running Doomsayer Nova. Like, this is the most common list that actually a lot of people play. They play double Volcanic, double Polymorph,
So we
double...
hero power and play the Hydrologist?
Right.
Or you wanna go wild into Hydrologist Secret?
I think Hydrologist Hero Power is better? Question mark.
You always play Hydrologist first and see what you find.
Redemption.
Or Eye for an Eye.
Why do you need Eye for an Eye right now? And I'll play the 1-drop.
Okay.
Casey brings up a really interesting point. With all the extra burn in the Volcanic Potion, no Nova, no Doomsayer?
Yeah, his read looks spot on from what we've seen because we got to see most of the deck last game, about 20 or so cards, and 8 more cards this game, and there has been no Novas, there's been no Doomsayers, there hasn't even been really freeze effects, so
wow,
his read seems correct.
Well, I'll be.
So that's going to be very important information for Virtus.Pro going forward. They don't have to play around freezes. They know damage that they push is going to be even more relevant, expecting, no blizzards, no Novas in the future.
Yeah. Casey, of course, a new addition to Virtus.Pro. Teams were allowed one permanent roster swap throughout this regular season in Trinity, and Virtus.Pro swapped out Dr. Hippie for Casey for the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, and it seems like his addition is... It sounds pretty good. He's only played one game with them so far, but he's a very vocal addition to the team, and he's making good reads.
And the pressure here is really building for Lovey Lots. I mean, Taram's on deck, and this is 4 minions in play, and the removal hand from Lovey Lots is heavy removal.
Yeah, if they're going to win this game, it's probably going to have to be over the top, but I don't know if they're going to be able to make it to the turn where they can actually Alexstrasza. So something they might start thinking about is, can we just deal 28 with flat burn? Can we just start launching it at some point and win without an Alexstrasza?
Can they time it to land Alexstrasza and then follow up with burn to face?
That's what I'm saying. There's almost no way Alexstrasza is coming down this game offensively. Like, if Alexstrasza comes down, it's either defensively or not at all, because there's too much Murloc pressure. They don't have blizzards, they don't have Novas, they don't have any way to stop it. They either need to start launching burn now or try and stabilize with Frostlich Chain.
And thinking about that, I kind of like playing the Medivh's Valet if that's the case, because you're coming up on a Taram turn. If your opponent wants to value trade over it,
right,
they can't anymore. It's going to require some sort of sacrifice somewhere.
That's interesting.
So if they want to trade it off, then the Medivh's Valet is going even with it at this point. They know Redemption's in play, so they're not thinking about pinging off a minion here, where they know it's Getaway Coda or something like that. This is a really interesting spot, but they're going to take heaps of damage leading after this Taram turn.
Yeah. They pick up the Mana Worm, so it looks like they're going with the Mana Worm instead of the Medivh's Valet. It makes sense, but still the same thought process there. It's like, well, they just played a ton of minions going into turn 6. I bet you they're going to Taram. How can we make that slightly awkward? And that's getting a minion in play.
Oh boy. Does that change things?
I don't think so. I think you still just Taram and get them, and then after the Taram, you can play the War Leader to further buff your Murlocs.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, that is so much damage.
And you put Tarim directly in the middle for Meteor.
No. Me think. You put him way on the left because hero powers spawn in on the right.
That's why I would put it on the right.
Well, you don't want it. If then hero powers spawn to the right of it, then it's in the middle again. So you want it on the far left. Nothing spawns in the left. So then it's always...
If you have Redemption in play, it goes back to the same spot it died. Is that correct?
Nope.
It always goes... Redemption always spawns to the far right?
I'm not 100%
There's got to be a situation where you don't play Tarim on the far left.
You just play it on the far left. Anything you don't want to get meteored, far left every time. It's just a simple rule of thumb. I'm sure there's some rare exceptions, but for the most part, that guy's going left.
Love You Lots is going out as well. I mean, they can't stop this.
Well... How much damage do they have? Is there any possibility for them to just get there with, if they ice block Medivh's Valet into ice block Fireball, into Fireball Frostbolt ping with a Thalnos?
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. That's got 22 to me, I think.
That close.
Close doesn't count in Hearthstone.
Well, what if they ping the... I think you get like 25.
That is something that really grinds my gears, by the way. Like the guy speed on board. And they just play everything, and then they concede.
Right. So,
like, if you're completing a quest, that's cool.
They've done the math now, and they've figured out we can't lethal our opponent by ice blocking and top-ticking a new ice block and launching all the burn. So that means their only opportunity for success is removing all of their opponent's minions and stabilizing with either Alex or Frostlich Chainer.
Drawing Blizzards, drawing Flame Strike.
Right. Do they run Blizzards and Flame Strikes? We haven't seen them. I don't know if they're even in the deck, but they could glyph them. With Glyph, every card is at your fingertips.
Oh, Virtus.Pro. Looks like a good turn to me. Let's listen to what they want to do.
Flame Strike, and
that's why you play
dead.
Kings.
So that's why we play Kings and the Tarim.
Yep.
Because with the Megasaur, we can whiff. We can just hit
This
nothing.
way we just Procumet one every single time we have a...
Yeah.
And then we Procumet one, no.
You can just race with the Tarim. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if it's Vaporize, he's just there.
Yeah, you have War Leader. Yeah, and then you just trade one of... You proc him.
Yeah, Procumet and trade in.
Question, is there a reason not to play the War Leader?
I don't think there's a reason to play him. That's the better question, I guess.
Okay.
You win this.
Alright. I'm gonna Rogue.
Paladin puts out so much pressure, and that's something that Mage can really struggle against. It has to have the right cards to bring him back.
Yeah, well, it got him a win already, though. So, it did its job. It was able to take a game, and now they have the lead in the series, Love You Lots does, and they get a counter-pick Virtus.Pro's deck.
And that's a big pivotal point, too. I mean, Murloc Paladin is a deck that's susceptible to some strong counterplay. So early on in the set is ideally where you'd like to see that deck brought out from your opponent.
Exactly. It's a very powerful deck. So if the counters to that deck kind of get eliminated elsewhere, Murloc Paladin is a consistent, super strong deck that we've seen do some sweeping. So it's pretty good to bait it out early and be able to take care of it.
Curious if that influenced the Mage lead. Team Love You Lots has had some very interesting game plans where their deck leads are concerned.
Yeah, maybe. It does make a little bit of sense to try and get that out of the way. I think mostly, though, this Mage is tech to really do well against control decks, and they were expecting Virtus.Pro to open with some sort of controlling deck.
Yeah, it worked out right for them in the first game, even though I think that matchup was quite unfavorable.
Well, I don't know if it actually is, though. Now that we see that there's no Doomsayers, there's no Novas, there's no Blizzards, maybe it is just Mage favored because they have so much burn and both polymorphs. I don't know. It's close, at least.
You're making me think about it, though, which is something I like, because I'm very firm in most of my opinions, especially when it comes to N'Zoth Warrior stuff.
Just so much anti-aggro tech removed from that Mage.
It's definitely true.
How are they going to conquer the aggro of the Paladin now?
Well, Rogue, we saw do tremendous work versus it. We saw Zoo do a lot of work versus it as well. I think both of those decks are options for...
Shaman's a pretty good option as well.
Yeah, for Love You Lots if they have that. There you can take a look at the wins for Virtus.Pro G2A. Paladin. I mean, it's been a performer for a lot of folks in Trinity Series, but especially for them.
It is their best performing deck by quite a big margin.
Yeah, I mean, Warlock, though.
But Warlock has not been... It's been doing work for everyone except Virtus.Pro.
Yeah. That's where that match score really sits in there. Virtus.Pro, they need a win in this set, as well as Team Love You Lots.
Yeah, both at 2-2 right now.
Yep.
So, the winner of this series has a pretty decent chance to make it to the finals, whereas the loser, they're going to be having to worry about tiebreakers. They're going to be in a kind of awkward spot as where finals are concerned.
Yeah, and it's really important that the teams are winning decisively, too. I mean, even though you win this week and go to 3-2, you still have 2 more weeks left. So if you split the score in the following 2 weeks, that tiebreaker could be an influence.
Most likely will be an influence.
Yeah.
That leaderboard is awfully close.
Yes, it is. Seen a lot of shakeup in the last couple weeks. And there you get a look at Zalay, who's on deck to play. Zalay, I really like Zalay's point of self-improvement over the last couple of years. Like, it's been mind, body, and soul for him, where it's about the right mental attitude. He's become more physically fit over the last few years. He's really focused solely on Hearthstone, not taking on a lot of other projects or spending too much time on hobbies or whatever. He has been going full in on perfecting his game.
Yeah, and you can see that with, being in 2015, he was the top point earner. In 2016, I think he was the top point earner for HCT points too, or at least second. And then this year, he was second to Muzzy. So the guy has shown tremendous amount of effort in Hearthstone, playing as much as he possibly can.
Just a strong player. There's Naaman, still on deck.
Yeah, Naaman looking to try and continue winning.
He was so relaxed.
He's a really relaxed guy.
You ever played
talk
Skyrim?
I've never played Skyrim.
So in Skyrim, there's these guys called Jarls, and they're basically kings of their town.
Okay.
And they sit like sideways slanted in their throne and like just super chill and relaxed.
I'm pretty sure that's how Naaman sits most of the time.
Exactly. He reminds me of a Jarl from Skyrim with the way he sits. It's so cool.
He's just a really laid-back guy whenever you see him at tournaments. So it looks like the Shaman is coming out. It has very powerful tools against the Paladin with Maelstrom Portal, Jade Claws, Devolve, but it has this Jade Spirit, which is a little interesting.
Yeah, so that indicates a heavier build of Shaman.
Does that help or hurt against Murloc Paladin?
I'm not quite sure. I think that the tools that you need versus Murloc Shaman are all still, versus Murloc Shaman, versus Murloc Paladin are all still there, but you have a more top end to fight as the game scales on. So I'm not really sure.
It depends what they cut, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure where Jade Spirit sits in the curve against this particular deck. To me, the important thing to note is that Virtus.Pro has drawn Finja.
Finja's
and that's
a big card.
The card that can really break the standstill. Love You Lot's not playing Doomsayer. That is a very powerful removal spell, but it is situational. Did they cut Devolve from this, maybe?
That's true. They had to cut something. They have Jade Chieftains, they have Jade Spirits, so maybe there's no Bloodlust. If there's no Devolve, that's going to be really painful as it's a super strong card against Murloc Paladin.
If you didn't have Devolve, not sure you queue this up, though. Let's listen to Love You Lots and hear how they want to take this game on.
Is that the one they kept?
Yes.
Yeah, my thing bugged out, so. Okay.
Devolve Portal's really good turn 4. Or turn 3,
Yeah.
essentially.
So. You want to pass then?
That's what I'm thinking.
They buff it. We close the 3-2. So we can't. We can't coin out the.
If they buff it, we don't need to clause a 3-2. We can just devolve and then go portal coin clause.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, the question is, do we ever want to coin clause here, and then we have 1 mana next turn? So no. Do we want to coin portal? No, it's wasteful. So we're just done.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
So they just pass. There's probably Portal.
Yep. So Portland, they also don't talk about the bad things. Let's talk about the good things.
Or Seer.
Okay, War Leader Seer.
Yeah. I mean,
Portal's calling.
Portal's pretty good, right? The question is if we ever close because we want to save the Devolve Portal, and it challenges the 1/1, and there's no punish that they can put on a Silverhand Recruit on turn 3, and it gets the claws mana out of our hand, which is kind of nice.
The other thing is if they play their 3-drop, what do we do against that?
We can portal it. Okay, so let's close, right?
I don't know. If we portal here, we can Flame Tongue next turn.
We can Flame Tongue, coin claws, right? But we give them a good Rallying Blade if we I kind of like clausing. What do you think, Muzz?
I'm inclined to portal.
Okay.
I'm gonna portal.
Sure.
I'm not pointing to buff that.
And buff that 1 turn later. I'll probably play Rockpool Hunter, since if we play the Warrior, then it just goes directly into coin Jade Lightning.
Yeah, and Rockpool Hunter dies to the same thing it dies to Flame Tongue, Shade Claws. The only difference is patches or second portal, yeah, like Rockpool Hunter. Only worse if we draw a 2-drop. But if we draw a 2-drop, we just go Hydrologist Hero Power or something.
Yeah, Finja or just a Seer, right? It could still, they could just not want to play a 3/4 into Coin Lightning or Claw's turn like that, or Flame Tongue. Like that just seems a little worse. Like
Yeah, it could be War Leader. It could be all of the things that cost.
All right, let's discuss what we want to do here. I want to coin the lightning.
I want to Coin Lightning. Yeah.
Wow,
that's
me
just,
3.
All right.
Exciting. Next turn.
Glad we're all in agreement. Well, next turn we have a pretty good, just like Flame Tongue Claws probably.
Yeah.
Or
we might
Mana
get
Tide if we're ahead. Yeah, if we're ahead. Yeah.
Our pooper gets buffed. ×2.
Golden cards are just making me sick. Very disgusting.
What? Look at those lightning effects.
Ew. Pay to win.
Come on, Rally Blade. So I
Oh,
play
but this is fine, right?
Yep.
I'm playing them both.
Yep. I'm pretty sure this is Devolve in their hand.
Yeah, and
Probably.
they realized it's not Finja, the one which got buffed.
This is going very well for Lovey Lots.
Well, they haven't met the Finja yet. That's where things could start to go sideways, potentially. Because even if you devolve Finja, it's still a 4-drop that's pretty good.
I mean, so far they've done a great job containing board, so
Right.
the Evolve package is almost always still found in the Jade Shaman lists.
Okay.
Because Jade Spirit is a potential Evolve target, as well as the Jade Chieftain at the 7-drop. You still have some strong stuff in there. This deck focuses so much less on packing that powerful punch in the early stage and focuses more on just constantly cranking out threats, trying to emulate that effect that the aggressive decks have been moving towards of Bone Mare. Just have big things to do every turn.
But they have big things to do. It is going...
This Devolve is good.
Yeah, it looks like they might be able to just stop the Paladin, not let it snowball away with the series. Which would be interesting, because lately we've been seeing a lot of snowballing. Okay,
Ooh.
that's a very manageable result. He gets traded into with one of the 4/2s on board, so that works out very nicely for the Shaman.
I mean, Barnes looks like he's asleep with all those Z's, but there's just confetti going on, and who sleeps like that? I mean, this doesn't even make sense to me.
Very relaxing sleeping position as well.
And this 1-drop from the portal is... It's got 3 health. That thing's going ham.
The healing totem's starting to heal it back up.
Oh, 4 health. They just devolved. Got an extra health from that, too.
Yeah.
This is bad for Virtus.Pro.
They might have to Rallying Blade that guy instead of Rallying Blading the Flame Tongue
I
totem.
think so.
Just to stop it from getting out of control.
They do have Terror, though, so if they go and Rally Blade the Flame Tongue totem, maybe they get a value hit and then go afterwards. But, man, I'm hitting that 4/3 because it's trading into my 2/2 right now.
Value trading, even.
This is rough for Virtus.Pro. This is not how they envisioned the start of this game.
No, it has been an uphill battle since that Maelstrom portal on turn 2.
Oh, yeah. Missing turn 2 is, against Shaman, very punishing.
Right. You need to have something on the field to start contesting those totems early on. But let's listen into Lovey Lots and see how they feel about how this game's going.
So, how are we sequencing attacks here? Is it patches to face first?
We drew doppelgangs.
Oh.
It's
Oh. So maybe healing to... We just want to evolve then, right?
well, first we kill
We
that
would
world.
kill the thing so it's dead, and then we doppel evolve, right?
Yeah.
I think we want to trade in our totem because
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's
That's what we're doing.
the idea.
And we're gonna doppel evolve, and then we're gonna weapon.
Sure.
yeah,
Makes sense to me.
boys. Jeremy's nutty here. Less nutty.
Okay, it's not as nutty now. We
kill
got
it,
a really
can't
nice
beat it.
evolve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kill
you
it.
kill it, of
We
course.
already can't speed it. It costs Hey,
You kill it.
yeah, we kill it.
Oh man.
Do you even want the Spellbreaker and the egg?
No, you probably want the Scale Blade and the Hero Power.
Kill the hero power.
Yeah, I like Scabian Hero Power as well.
I kind of don't like it. I like the Spellbreaker more. We're just gonna be forced to time the next turn. Otherwise, there's just no way we win this one.
Okay.
So yeah, Spellbreaker.
So they
Hero
lose a
Power.
5-5 instead of a 3-3. Yeah, that's good.
Take the time, the next few turns, we're just gonna be dead on the board.
Yep.
Your magic shall not.
Right now, we definitely don't need to. Look at how far ahead we are, right?
I think we're in a position where.
Oh well, yeah, we definitely
That
don't
really
need to
helps.
now. Yeah.
Wait,
so
how do we get him board
you
space?
Corsair, you patches into the 1/1, and then you
Okay.
Aya.
Yeah.
And then
I think
you
we keep the Divine Shield around.
Yeah, I think you trade in Black Knight.
Yeah.
And they'll concede. And we're chilling.
They didn't see Chase Fruits yet. They didn't see
Chieftains. Right. It's good.
There's no reason to concede.
I mean, except that we're dead on board.
We're dead on the board.
Yes.
Doesn't matter, maybe they show us a card, like
Nah,
us.
no, like,
So why gonna play next?
Great job, Delay. You're the best. This is why we put you on Shaman.
Really good. I'm actually terrible at evolving, by the way. I don't know why we put me on it.
Well, we've got the.
It's 2-1 lead for Team Lovey Lots now, but something really important to note in that match.
Yeah, they didn't actually reveal the fact that they're Jade Shaman. There were no Jade Spirits shown, there was no Jade Chieftain shown, and we heard Casey saying, don't concede, wait, maybe they'll just play a card, because they want to get more information about this Shaman archetype. It may not be standard evolved Shaman.
And there's not a single card that was played from Team Lovey Lots that would indicate it's Jade Shaman.
Right, so they're kind of in the
Jades,
dark.
of course, but those Jades cards are found in the aggressive Shaman lists with Doppelgangster Evolve. Oh my gosh, that is very vital in how you queue up against this.
Right. Virtus.Pro might accidentally queue the wrong deck into this Shaman because of lack of information. So it's really powerful that Lovey Lots was able to just conceal that.
Yeah, like for instance, Mage does pretty darn well versus some of the aggressive Shaman lists. You're able to just kill the board stuff, and then they really never get anything going. If suddenly they're Jade Shaman, you're like, oh my gosh, we didn't see Jade Spirit or Jade Chieftain. Now they're just making 7/7s.
Yeah, and then suddenly your removal doesn't line up so well, you're not able to stop it.
I'm a bit worried.
Honestly, the Jade Shaman lines up pretty well against the remaining classes. The Jade tech is pretty good versus the Mage, like you said. It helps out against controlling Warlocks. It helps out in the mirror because oftentimes you cut some of the bursts, so now you just play a value game and trade more. So it helps against everything, but I think it hurts the Shaman against the Rogue a little bit, because against Rogue you kind of like having that ability to close the game a little faster.
Yeah, I think that against Rogue, oftentimes you can't suffer anyway, because the way that the Rogue is playing, like SI7 Agent Backstab are like the two big swings.
As soon as you're off the board as Shaman, you're pretty done. Your minions really need the board presence to be successful.
Yeah, and so while I think Shaman still, it's pretty close to 50-50 in that matchup, it's not the worst thing in the world, making it a Jade Shaman does, I think, exacerbate that some, because instead of having lots of early game plays, instead you have Jade Chieftains
Look at these statistics here. A 100% Hunter win rate for Lovey Lots. Yeah. The one time that they actually chose not to ban it, they just destroyed with it. But all the other times, they self-ban their own Hunter. It's kind of interesting.
Some teams haven't, though.
Yeah, it's just that sometimes you can throw the X factor at them, and if they're not prepared for it, even a bad deck could be a really good deck.
Just look at Casey.
The newcomer to Team Virtus.Pro.
Fired up.
Yeah, you're replacing Dr. Hippie. Big shoes to fill.
Oh, boy. I just said this.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Not like this.
So they're not aware that the Jades extend greater than the normal Jade package in Aggro Shaman.
The Claws, the Lightning, the Aya.
Right. Now you have the Chieftain now, and they have the Jade Spirits. Now, how big does this Jades get up to? It's like...
So Aya, Jade Claws, Jade Lightning is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total buffs.
Yeah. And now they go all the way up to 8, 9.
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. Yeah, so 6, 6 is in the aggro deck as big as they get.
Now they go 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 10, 10 that they weren't expecting.
Yeah.
So if they try and control the board the entire game, they could find themselves in trouble. But if they go with a more burn-oriented plan with the mage, Shaman still doesn't have any healing. Burn's going to work.
Well, with the Mana Worm opening and Primordial Glyph and the Alexstrasza,
they'll probably go burn.
This is where they can play some control to the board, just enough that they need to not die, land that Alex, and look for it afterwards. Let's listen to Virtus.Pro, though. Turn 1 is good for them.
You still have to play it.
You just land the Mana Worm, yeah.
No flame tongue. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's not.
We just play Acolyte. Right?
I like playing the Acolyte.
Yeah.
So we play Acolyte this turn. See what we draw. We probably play it.
I mean, you can just Acolyte and then you can probably Ice Block into Valet Ping.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but they played it instantly. They might be actually the flame tank because usually the way they play it.
What to do? What to do?
We don't want to ping. We want to coin Acolyte.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the way they played it, usually they
play slower, way slower.
Yeah, play slower.
I wonder.
Don't you like the glyph more than the Acolyte? Like keeping the coin for Alex, and I'm kind of scared about what they did the previous.
Yeah, I also agree. Oh, Arcane Missiles is good, right?
We just shoot them now, don't we?
Yeah, you can do that one.
Speed.
Nice.
Me.
Okay.
I want to make 2 guys.
I think we.
If we totem, we can go totem Firefly.
Well, the main thing is we kind of want to kill an Arcanologist, right?
Would they have Glyph there over Arcanologist?
I don't know. I mean, no. But, yeah, well, the Arcanologist just dies on board.
So?
It's still good, I agree.
They would have Arcanologist over Glyph.
Okay, so we're thinking we can just totem, that way we get a smoother curve, right? That's the thought.
What if they act?
Gives us more, yeah, like that's the other thing. Right? Yeah, they would have done all these things.
They just don't have a die here. Other than maybe Valet.
Well, they have a kept card, whatever that could be. So we want a double Firefly? I'm fine with that. Or no, we want a totem. Okay, yeah.
I want a totem.
Okay. Totem gaming.
So Team Love You Lots here assumes that there is no Acolyte because it wasn't played last turn, and based on that information comes to the conclusion they should play a totem here. And there actually is an Acolyte, which is kind of interesting. So Virtus.Pro has the ability to play that now if they want to.
Well, something that's really interesting to note is that Virtus.Pro's Acolyte was quite good on the board.
Right, and they decided not to play it.
Yeah, Zalay wanted to play the Fireflies to kill an Acolyte, I assume. They roll the 1/1 totem.
So they can kill the Acolyte still. So they get the best of both worlds in this situation. But yeah, it's really interesting, the players having like reads going back and forth at one another. Virtus.Pro assumes that they had the Flame Tongue totem because of how fast they played the Jade Claws, and then Love You Lots assumes that they don't have the Acolyte because they would have played it in that situation.
And now they've given him time to draw Flame Tongue.
Yeah. It's just been a whole lot of back and forth of maybe overcomplicating things from either side.
It's a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. And that's
I like it, though. I mean, I think these are strong reads they're making.
Well, that is a good Medivh's Feli. They still haven't answered if it's actually the guy or the monkey. But either way, it's going to take care of that Manatide totem.
Is he throwing the Flaming Monkey, or is the Flaming Monkey throwing fire?
The world will never know. All right, let's tune in with VP and figure out this monkey situation.
Flame thing if they have it.
Yeah, that would be scary.
Yeah, but you got win, so we still have a lot of freezes.
Yes. And double fireball.
Excuse me. So you do play Flame Town and thing from below. 2 minions on the board.
Our Acolytes, they become so much weaker with time, though. As long as this weapon is up as well.
sequencing gamer.
Yeah. Probably play the leftmost.
That totem.
Could have played the top if we wanted to represent maybe like no extra flame tongue, but we've never had a chance to flame tongue anyway.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
The next time we're probably gonna play Blizzard.
So what do you like more, Acolyte or Arcane?
That's a hard.
I like Acolyte and ping the 3-1.
What to do?
Acolyte actually doesn't do anything on the board. Maybe Acolyte is
Like what I like is what Bunny said. Acolyte and ping the 3-1 next turn. We don't even have early. We could just ping the 3-1 again and Arcane Intellect. We don't need many more cards, right? We have Alex Raza.
Yeah, we just if we like get to Medivh, like if we can coin out Medivh without getting popped, we're in a wonderful one.
And if we can save next turn Blizzard.
Yeah, if we can save the Blizzard as well. Yeah, that's insane.
I like
that.
This.
Like
I like
the Acolyte and ping the 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to kind of just get a Doomsayer online as like quickly as I can, pretty much.
So we just.
I think we still Aya on the left, right?
Yeah.
What?
We're never trading in the Aya, so we don't care if it doesn't get Flame Tongue buffed. We might. Well, let's think about what we would ever trade into, I suppose, right? On 6.
It's not just about trading, it's about just having multiple guys buffed by Flame Tongue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're never going to trade a 4-2 Jade into something, then I guess we could put it on the right just for the extra 2 power. But if we put it on the right and they just ping, or like...
Yeah, if they
just ping, then suddenly... Well, then it's, I guess we still just only get 2 power. So if we want max power, we can put it on the right.
What about Meteor?
Oh, true.
Yeah, Meteor we'd want left.
Left, then, yeah. Okay, I like that more. I like that more. We don't have a hard read on no Meteor. Haven't seen any freezes.
I don't have any read on whether they have Meteor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a Meteor list is like no freezes. So as soon as they play a freeze, I think we're pretty good on no Meteor read, but...
Man, love you lots. Every time that they say something that's like really well thought out, I just feel so dumb.
Yeah, give an example.
Last turn.
Oh, yeah? About the Aya positioning.
And the freezes and the meteors. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I just clicked the big green cards. I'm like, I know that these are good because I've done these before and I win games doing this.
Yeah, well, it might not be good enough. This mage hand is shaping up to be something special. They have the freezes already, they have removal options, and they already have the Alexstrasza. And Virtus.Pro still at 27 life, so they actually have time as well.
Whoa.
I like it. Oh, yeah. But they have the ability next turn to maybe even Blizzard coin Doomsayer to get a clear.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Interesting. This is a lot of damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 9, 21. They have 23 damage, and then the Jade Lightning in their hand could pop the block.
Yep, you do that. Let it rip. Anytime you can kind of set up for burn damage to pop your opponent, usually you try and do it, especially since it can come out fairly early.
Now, I don't want to... I always say this a lot, I feel like, but one of the most common mistakes I see with Bloodlust is that people don't use it for just a lot of damage.
9's a good number.
My question for Love You Lots is that their best play? I mean, they have so much good stuff going on in this deck. Do they need to make those kind of commitments? Because if they force a defensive Alexstrasza and then they can answer that, it is really tough for Virtus.Pro to deliver that final damage if they have to keep committing burn to board.
Right, exactly. If you can force them to have to commit burn to your minions, it eliminates the possibility that they can utilize the burn plan to kill you. Oh my.
Howl Fiend's going to make them discard their hand!
Well, they can evolve it. They can evolve it. They're fine. They're fine. Now they just need some secrets.
And now every time they play a Hunter Secret, they get another Hunter Secret!
I think it's any secret, not just Hunter Secrets.
Production. Assist, please. Professor Putricide.
It's not a card that you see too often.
Oh!
Yeah, see? Yeah. So they could even play Paladin Secrets.
Cool.
They could get a Paladin secret. Or they can get a Mage secret, possibly. Just through some evolved shenanigans, right?
Something about that hand just moving on the screen real quick. Just, let me take a look at this. Okay. That's good.
That's how the hand talks?
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
great 8-drop. Really bad 4-drop in the middle there with the Defender Vargas. He's in the right position. He just didn't bring his armor.
No. Let's listen in with VP and see what are they going to do about this Professor Putricide.
I don't think so.
So we just play coin midi.
Yeah.
Again, so kind of you to join me.
Then 15 plus 9, 24. So we can pop them without using the claws, but we could use the claws to chip it in a little better.
Well, if we pop them with a Flame Tongue Lust, what does that look like?
That's what I was counting. So right now, 7, 11, Flame Tongue makes it 15, right? And then Lust adds, and it's exactly 24. So we would have to pop them at 5, because that's our lowest attack. So what we could do is claws them to pop them at 3 instead, given that we have the double lightnings.
Okay, do that.
No, we could just save the claws and do that next.
Well, they could play barrier. And like freeze. I want to use the claws. Why are we
I'm
ever
gonna start with the Bloodlust because it could technically be counterspell.
It could technically, right. Okay.
Okay, so now.
So if we play the Flame Tongue on the...
Flame Tongue on the left. Between the 2 left minions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then high attacks, and then make sure you remember the claws. We still pop them in. Oh, whoops. Okay, just claw them in the face still.
No.
Okay.
Still double lightning to pop them down.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
We placed it on the right, it would have been...
What we had to do
would
was
it have worked? No, we still... Our lowest stack was 7. I forgot to count the Flame Tongue. That was my beat. This was the best we could do, honestly, though.
I mean, it worked out really good because it just baits him into dying to double lightning.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Like, nobody plays around that, and then you get him.
Yeah. Yeah, I just miscounted because of the Flame Tongue. I was thinking our lowest guy was 5, but our lowest guy was 7 no matter how we placed.
Well, if we put the Flame Tongue far left.
Oh, we could have put it on the far, yeah.
Yeah, but no, this is exactly what we want. We nailed it, Chalky.
Yeah. We're the best. Unintentionally, we're always doing the best plays.
Yeah. That was hard to see it on the far left.
Yeah, I just didn't want to screw up the pop, and we did run out of time quick.
Yeah.
Right. You're the best, Sly. Don't you ever forget.
Yeah, we nailed it.
There it is.
Alright, that was a really good one to win.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. You know what's actually really interesting is at the very end, Zlay's like, well, we bait them into blizzarding so that we kill them with double J lightning. I've never thought about that, and that's actually fairly clever, even though it was unintended.
Yeah, it worked out really well for them. The 7 health there, it made it so Virtus.Pro didn't do anything super risky to try and stay alive against lightning, right?
Arcane or a glyph or something weird like that.
Right, because they felt, they messed up popping us. They roped out on that. We're at 7. We're fine. This is actually so great for us. They have 1 Jade Lightning, but we'll live through it.
Yeah, imagine that little guy sitting in a room full of lightning, and he's like, this is fine.
Yeah, he was almost okay, but not quite. And that's another win for the Shaman. That was Virtus.Pro's deck, designed to counter Shaman, but also the information.
It's actually solidified now that it's not Jade Shaman because they saw Bloodlust.
They saw Bloodlust. They didn't see Jade Spirit. They didn't see Jade Chieftain. If you're Virtus.Pro, you're like 100% this is just standard evolved Shaman.
Yeah.
And
we're
it's
just
not. That's actually hilarious to think about.
That is insane to me. And suddenly, with 2 game wins in a row with Shaman, things are looking a little bit weird. Now, granted, the first one was a counter queue up game, so we're not at the code red point for Virtus.Pro just yet. Their first queue up is Mage, it failed. This is where they go with their second best matchup now, and if that one misses, suddenly it's risky business.
What's really interesting too is Zoo might be a really good queue up if they know that it's Jade Shaman. But they don't. So I think they have like the Warlock Zoo sitting. Because if it was the Control Warlock, they would have queued that up right away. That destroys Shaman. But a lot of teams have been turning towards the Zoo because, we saw what it did last game. It's a great deck.
It's like a completely flip-flop scenario because if it's Jade Shaman, you don't necessarily want to queue Control Warlock into that.
Right.
But if you're playing a Zoo Warlock, you want to queue that into Jade Shaman.
Because they have so much like big greedy cards that are slow and you can get control of the board faster than them.
This is weird. Everything's in costume this week.
Yeah. Including us.
This isn't a costume.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dark Iron. So what are they going to queue then? I imagine they go with the Rogue because they don't have any information.
Well, it's not out of the realm of possibility that it's Control Warlock, but Casey strikes me as someone who would actively push towards playing Zoo. It is very clearly a powerful deck, as we saw in our first series today.
Right.
And it's been emerging. It's something that came about after the Control Warlocks really took their place in the metagame. And, it's just a big part of Frozen Throne as the metagame has constantly evolved. But just anything here that's going to try and contain the board very aggressively is what they're going to look for. So I think Rogue is a fine queue up, even though it's not the greatest. And I think Zoo is fine here as well. Even if it is an aggro shaman, Zoo can still just get ahead on board.
Sure, and you have Despicable Dreadlord, which can find, super powerful against Shaman's wide board states. When they try and take value trades, you can really punish them for that.
Yeah. Sometimes Healing Totem unintentionally punishes you back, but rolling in. And it is going to be Zoo. I like the call.
Yeah, I definitely think it's at least a decent option.
And they get more rewarded in this situation, actually, because it is Jade Shaman from Love You Lots. So
maybe they've identified that it is. They haven't seen cards like Primal Fin Totem yet, have they?
Sure, no, haven't, but they did see Bloodsail Corsair, they've seen Firefly, they've seen Doppelganger Fall, they've seen Bloodlust, they've seen Maelstrom Portal, they've seen Devolve, they've seen Flametongue Totem.
Right, it's hard to make the read, but maybe possible.
It's possible, but
because you would have seen Primal Fin probably if it's Evolved Shaman, right?
The big one to me here is that Love You Lots' goal in this matchup has changed drastically. Before, it's throw everything you can to try to snag the early game and then pull ahead with value hits. Instead, it's a scaling game plan. They want to go even in the early game and then just start dropping big threats.
Right.
As those Jades scale up, Jade Chieftain, in effect, is its own bone mare. It puts a big taunt in play and it puts the big body in play.
But does that game plan necessarily work against Zoo because of the Death Knight? We saw earlier on in the last series, they tried to Complexity tried to counter Zoo by outvaluing it with a greedy mage deck. And then what ended up happening is eventually the Death Knight came out, and you can't outvalue that Death Knight, the healing and the power of it.
I think the big spot it doesn't work is because of 1/3s. It's very difficult for Shaman to outright handle 1/3s. However, their hand is quite equipped for it.
Right, they have this early game unlock. I don't think they want to focus too much on trying to take the game long. I think they actually need to close against Warlock. I think that's a mistake people have been making is they haven't been killing Warlock before the Death Knight. But let's see what's going on with this Warlock from VP.
Corsair.
Yeah, we just have to go double one, drop double trade.
Yep.
They probably have the flame tongue. They have the weapon. Yeah, but still go, yep. And Corsair.
You always want to play Councilman. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm in charge now.
Positioning doesn't matter, right?
No. Yeah, it doesn't. Just put it to the right.
You are not the boss of me.
Job's done.
Okay.
So we're gonna claws. Which one are we gonna kill? I think it makes sense to kill just the damaged one and go face, right? Because then they don't.
The argument for putting damage on the healthy one is.
Hold on.
Is there any merit to killing? Is there any merit to killing the pirate captain?
How bad is Flame Tongue? It's not dead on board. If we claws, we're essentially giving up board control, right?
Their next turns are Captain and Blood Fury Potion, both kill Flame. They're also both bad claws.
Yeah. I don't want a Flame Tongue.
Well, they're
we
bad
have
for the
two Flame Tongues in hand.
We have two claws in hand too. We need to get swinging.
Yeah, we need.
The question is how we best set up this Flame Tongue for next turn. I think we either kill we kill one of the 1/2s. It's a question if you play around the captain or
I'd kill the 1/2. If you guys want to go with this, I'd kill the 1/2 and bump into
the 1/2. Yeah, the 1/2. You bump 1/2s. Yeah.
I'm gonna kill the pirate.
Okay, and bump the 1/2 demon. Yep, this looks good to me.
Because they're not gonna Soulfire and Doomguard this turn. And
no, we should be clearing these up by turn 4 or turn 5.
The minions.
They have 2 mana next turn. I'm scared of. Yeah.
I'm scared of what, the wolf?
No, not Devolve. No, the play is obvious, but I'm just saying what they could have. because there's the level cap.
It's just double trade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep the weapon, they might get...
The Primaton Totem. Totem, Jade Claws, and Firefly is just a pretty good early.
So yeah, something early.
Like if they...
Well, we could just totem.
Well, you should just totem. The Jade Claws isn't good.
The Jade Claws, but it sets up... Yeah, because we can always Jade Claws if it is good next turn.
Yeah.
It gives them a free 2/2 to kill. If they want to trade our totem, I'm a little happy about that. They won't play into the claws if we preemptively play it.
I would totem.
If we don't claws now, we're probably going to Jade Spear on 4.
Jade Spear. Yeah, we would offset the Aya. I know what you're saying, but...
Not necessarily. Next turn, we can still totem claws and then
we
Jade
can,
Spear.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I would like to
claws.
totem.
Okay.
It's a decent one, yeah.
The best.
Yeah. The best.
Very powerful.
We just
Yeah,
tap, right?
Tap Void Walker, let's go.
Wait a bit, then tap in something. Just give it the well, then tap.
But Bunny, call a card. Say Void Walker once, please.
Void Walker? Is that what I want?
Yes.
Worker is gonna be great.
Oh, that's also good.
But you need to treat anyways for here.
I need to trade this 1/1, I think.
Yeah, you still need to trade that to trade it.
Yeah, I don't
Because I think what I'm more afraid of is like Flame Tongue plus patches.
Yep.
That was the wrong totem though.
Yeah,
the only totem that otherwise they would just die to the councilman. Now they have 2 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be good soon, but not right now.
So if we go Jade, let's think about this. If we go Jade,
I think the Jade Spirit's good. But
Yeah, because next turn.
Yeah, we do a powerful turn
go
next
home.
turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this the 2/2 is the problem. That's so annoying.
Here's the problem.
We just get Crystal Reveal.
Oh, decent, yeah.
Okay. They played this bad deck.
And they did go like that.
Hey, they lost to that bad deck twice already.
Yeah, they didn't even know it was that deck.
That is insane.
Now. Yeah.
I also, in Virtus.Pro's position, having lost to this twice, in frustration, I probably would have said that. I probably would have been like, they're really playing that bad. Man, they just beat the crap out of us with 2 aggro shaman hands. You got Jade Spirits and Jade Chieftains? Shut up!
They were definitely not prepared for that.
You seem much less passionate about this than I do.
Well, in this matchup in particular, I don't think it's going to be the biggest factor. I think it actually hurts Love You Lots a little bit, which is kind of funny, the fact that they're playing this Jade Shaman. Which begs the question, is Jade Shaman a better decision, or is regular Aggro Shaman maybe a better decision?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Virtus.Pro queued up differently, I think, because of that, and they just happened to lose to an Aggro Shaman hand anyway, and they were reluctant to queue this up.
Right.
If they knew that, they would have gone right ahead with this one. Instead, they see it, and they're like, oh, pff. They're like, dude, we've been way overthinking this.
That's true, yeah. If they had known it has been Jade the whole time, the Zoo might have came out a lot sooner.
And with the way that Virtus.Pro has continued to diligently trade into board, Love You Lots may continue to follow through on minions here. Just play minions and hope they get attacked. I mean, if your Jades already have taunt, that's great.
Yeah, the Jades are only getting bigger and bigger, and they just picked up another Jade Spirit. They have a Jade Claws in hand and an Aya, so those Jades are going to be massive by the end of that. But meanwhile, Virtus.Pro has a lot of really strong value in their hand as well, which kind of dictates the style of play from them. They have the Karen, which is going to be coming down, which can trade into many minions.
The Councilman has acted as a mini Karen in this situation. It killed something, it's still there.
Yeah, and as long as the Warlock stays alive, they have the ultimate win condition with Gul'dan. So I'm not so sure the Jades will become too big of a factor, but it is interesting.
This is very indicative of some sort of Flame Tongue turn, and the debate is double Flame Tongue, attack the Despicable Dreadlord, or single Flame Tongue and attack elsewhere and use the Jade Claw. I like the double Flame Tongue and wipe out the Despicable Dreadlord. That's one of the big payoff cards.
It makes all of the trades on the board really awkward for Virtus.Pro unless they have a Doom Guard, because everything's got 2 health, everything's got 2 or more attacks, nothing can really value trade.
Hit one Flame Tongue, hit the second Flame Tongue. That saves you.
That saves you a little bit, for sure. They get to keep the Councilman alive that way, and then develop the Karen.
Karen is good.
Karen is great.
It's very good.
Lots of stats.
It is incredibly difficult to handle a Karen.
Well, usually you try and devolve it if you can.
Usually you try and kill them before this situation.
That's
really
true
comes
as well.
up. And not dead, but like effectively dead. You know, just enough pressure going.
Yeah, to where Karen doesn't have enough time to make these trades into everything. Well, let's take a look at Love You Lots and see how they're going to deal with this cow.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Claws on.
Think about. We used both Flame Tongues, but yeah.
Well,
I guess
Spirit on the left.
Yeah, because if we evolve this 1/2.
Yeah. That's literally the logic here.
Spicy. Making big green men here.
We're making quite large green men.
No horsey, no horsey, no horsey.
Yeah, and kill the 2/3 and 4/4.
And 4/4 with Karen.
Yes.
Why the 2/3?
It evolves, or it plays. If they play the Death Knight to evolve, it becomes a 5.
Yep.
The problem is how the 3/3 value traits in our
You
Shade Spirit and Blood Echoes are also value.
You can wait. You can actually play the Doomguard and then tap.
You sure?
Well, does the Voidwalker do much on the board? No, right?
If we want to trade the 2/3, then not. No, if we want to trade the 3/3, it actually does something.
But I don't want to trade this 3/3. They can still value trade into the Voidwalker and then can evolve.
Are we really able to play around the hero at this?
I like Doomguard and tap.
Okay.
And trade into 3/3.
I think the board that's very good for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
now.
gonna be...
Now you're gonna drop this Aya, and they're gonna be pissed.
Are we gonna go face?
Yeah, what are we doing with our attacks?
I thought we were just trading out, leave them with a 4/5 against a 5/5.
Well, 5. He has a no. We're okay. Yeah. No, I see that. I mean, I'm thinking. Okay, they're obviously the win con is gonna be like Gul'dan or Bone Mare or something, right? So if it's Bone Mare off the top, then yeah, we're still fine against that with the trade play. If we go face,
I don't want to give this Karen Death Rattle more value.
Yeah, trading's good.
We can kill them before 10 because of the Gul'dan with how big our Jades are.
Okay. I was just posing a question.
No, it's a good question.
I think I agree. I think I agree. The trades are pretty good here. They're quite good. Yeah.
True. Yeah. So we just chain gangs, Soulfire the Aya, and draw a card, and then.
Yeah, I like it.
How long can this go on?
Just don't
wait. Maybe stop. They're at 15. But we.
You mean you want to try and kill them?
No, not worse.
I mean, we could try. Doomguard or second Soulfire. They cannot push to this. They need a taunt actually, unless they have Do we
this
ever
is our
win
best
the
way
board?
to win. No, we only win with board if we draw Gul'dan, and if we go 8 to face next time, So Bone Mare or just go for it.
We go face, right?
Yes, fuck him. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we dropped.
I'm a little. No.
Monkus.
All right, let's Monkus now.
Oh! These are large green men.
So if we totem,
we totem first. Yes, the Corsair doesn't do anything. Yeah. So you totem.
Get that spell power, maybe.
Oh! Slay! Slay, stop! These are so large.
I'm gonna keep going.
So you should trade the Aya into the 1/3.
Wait, why?
Because
Dreadlord gives us more power the other way. It turned into a 7/7. Do we kill them if they Dreadlord? I think we do.
Doesn't.
I believe they're dead if they Dreadlord. They don't have any other cheap taunts. Just trade in the 2/3, I think, for sure.
But the 1/3 is sweet. Okay.
We could have denied Blood Fury, I guess, for health. But we beat that, I'm pretty sure. We beat that a lot.
Well, we don't have
I think we
lethal
beat
on
everything.
We beat a lot of stuff, yeah.
Wait.
Hold up. We don't beat Gul'dan. Or wait. If
Yeah,
we draw-
Gul'dan's making
If we
a
draw
lot.
damage, we beat Gul'dan. Or if we draw... They get 2 Doom Guards off Gul'dan. Oh, nice. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best.
I want their last card to be Gul'dan.
I want it to be Gul'dan so bad. I just want to watch back this VOD and the casters be like, oh my god, and then Delay draws Bloodlust, and they're like, oh my god!
Just hit that 2-outer for lethal. I mean,
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh.
Delay drew Bloodlust!
And the Shaman taking another game. The Warlock has been stopped. Prior to this series, we had 12 consecutive Warlock wins in a row. So taking that deck down is a big deal.
Not only that, but I don't want to directly criticize people very much.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I very rarely do anymore, even though I used to in the past. Benefits and consequences, I think, are good analysis. But in that game, Virtus.Pro should have been pressuring face.
Right.
As soon as they saw that Jade Spirit, it's time to giddy up. Your opponent is going to trade massively better than you if it goes even that way.
Right. The Jades were too large at that point, I think, to justify continuing to trade. They took a few unnecessary trades with the Karen. They took an unnecessary trade with the Doomguard to try playing around what they were saying on comms was the evolve effects. They didn't want the Jade Spirit to evolve efficiently. They didn't want, on top of that, the Death Knight to be able to come out from the Shaman and evolve really strong. But I think those are cards that you're in a bad board position. You can't really afford to play around those that aggressively. If they were to put more damage face, then at that point when they chose to race, they could have had 9 additional damage, and they could have just killed Team Love You Lots with the Soulfire.
And this is what I mean by benefit consequences. The evolve is a very big thing that you want to play around because that's a big punisher. But we're going to have our next game coming up. Don't go anywhere, guys. We have more Trinity Series to close of the week right after this.
You guys seeing this?
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
Oh, welcome back to the Intel Esports Arena. Here, I'm Nathan. That's Admiral Zamora, joined by James Fireback Kostic. We want to thank, of course, Intel, Twitch, and ESL for putting on Trinity Series here. But Game 6 is coming up, and Love You Lots has a 4-1 lead over Virtus.Pro, and this is a vital win for both teams this week.
Right, both teams are tied at 2-2 in the 2 wins, 2 losses in the Trinity Series thus far, and we're approaching the end where there's that cutoff to the LAN final where the top 4 teams get to compete at the LAN final. Well, a 2-2 is not good enough to make it there. You need a little bit better than that, and that's what these teams are fighting for right now.
I'm getting a little scared as this match is coming to the close here. I don't know what it is, but something's giving me chills.
Something's giving you chills. Is it?
It's Casey's sweater and his cold stare.
Wow. Yeah, a new addition to the team. Casey replaces Dr. Hippie. He's a lot more vocal than Dr. Hippie was, but they're not seeing too much success this series. How much of an influence do you think Casey's appearance on the team has been making?
Well, again, he's been very vocal, and I think that's something that Virtus.Pro didn't have a lot of before, but they did well before. So
right. They made it top 4 last season.
I mean, Dr. Hippie is an incredible player.
Right.
And even when he's not really practicing that much, he still just understands what's going on. He's just got a brilliant mind for the game. Casey practices a ton and has a brilliant mind for the game. So I think that the spots they've been finding themselves in are somewhat unfortunate due to the panouts they've had.
Right.
But I think that they're maximizing a lot of their stuff. The only thing I'm looking at is their aggression. It's been very lacking.
Trading, yeah.
Very lacking in this. And Dr. Hippie is a very aggressive player.
All right, well, let's listen to VP and see if maybe they can get mean and angry for this game.
To play the weapon, then you play your weapon, you bump.
Wait a minute.
Soleil.
That's a good.
So good at this game.
That's a good job.
Wait, so am I supposed to clause that, Muzzy? I don't actually play this class.
Yeah. You
I think so.
I don't want a tongue because my curve's bad.
Well, yeah, this does better for your curve with getting the overload out now.
Probably not going to Flame Tongue then. Probably going to like Claws into Hero Power, into Lightning or something.
Yeah. In this matchup, you don't want to Flame Tongue for pressure.
You use it in the later. Yeah,
because
they have earlier removal with Deckhand like every time.
Yeah.
So you want to play small dudes that challenge their small dudes, and then once they play big dudes, you Flame Tongue, and they're upset.
I'm gonna roll it Taunt Totem.
Hero Power.
So we just Hero Power, then we go 1-drop SI back to back, right?
Yeah, you just go 1-drop SI, 1-drop SI. I think, yeah.
Throw like taunt or something.
Okay, you're not that good. Calm down.
I'm gonna roll something with 2 health.
Yeah.
We don't evolve it, do we?
No.
Not like
No.
Totem.
We get to Lightning, there's 3. So it's pretty solid here. Okay, you're pretty good. I mean,
Pretty good.
Yeah. Not the best.
I don't know. Good.
Right.
It's between. I think the worst thing that could happen this turn is not Porter. It is Shade Lightning, right?
Yes.
So I want to kill the 0/2 and the 1/1.
What's more?
So you like Burglar more than Firefly, right?
Yeah, I like Burglar more.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We have pretty good curve. 1-3, 1-3, and 5, 6. That's actually not a bad 6-drop.
Do we poke this guy, right?
Yeah, then you can attack with a weapon. Don't attack with it.
Yep.
That second SI was spicy for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, it allows them to hold the coin and play towards this line of play. And more importantly, it's going to help continue to keep Shaman off the board. In Shaman's deck that a lot of their cards don't do very much unless they have the board. You know, Flame Tongue Totem will be basically useless if they're unable to regain this board control.
Jade Lightning. It's going to get tempoed as well. I mean, this is something Rogue is very good at. And Tar Creeper joins the hand alongside the Cobalt Scalebane, the Moorabbi, and those double Bone Mares. And Virtus.Pro is looking like their game plan is clean cut.
Yeah, they get to just drop down another 1-drop to combo the SI7, continue to keep the Shaman player off the board. And if there's no Doppelgangster Evolve, I think Virtus.Pro is going to be able to just run away with this game just based on this early game pan out.
Double SI is so good versus early Jades. The thing about it is it's the pressure that really applies. You know, we've talked about how Virtus.Pro has not been able to find the aggression in these last couple of games. This hand is not really giving them an option, and
yeah, they have to play this aggressively.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is I think a lot of hands just play better if you play them aggressively because your opponent interprets your aggression as a stronger hand in general, typically.
They're afraid of the potential burn follow-up to go with it and what have you.
Follow-up plays in general. I think when you play aggressively, your opponent often plays defensively. Now, that's where Love You Lots throws the kicker in, though. I mean, a lot of times when people play aggressively against them, they play aggressively right back, and you're like, ooh, I wonder. I'm afraid.
Well, they don't have very many good options to play aggressively this game.
No, they don't.
They're sitting here with like a bunch of totems that can't really accomplish much. I'm interested to hear what are they going to do with this hand.
Yes.
I think so.
I think the Fireflies get a bit too...
We might just go for a bad evolve next turn, yeah. That's my thinking too. Just take a bad evolve, and now we're...
I think from this way.
That was, yeah, it worked out well given that draw.
How do we trade? Do you want to value trade with patches? Or?
I like trading the patches.
I like trading it as well.
Yeah,
I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I think it's better just for the reason because it gets buffed, and a 4/1 patches that dies is.
It's bad patches.
Oh, they just want a big skill bane buff.
Yeah, they don't want to risk it going on the 1/1.
Hero Power, Flame Tongue.
Two things.
But I probably want.
You probably want to, I agree.
Let's think about this. How do we win? I'm looking at...
Well, I'm thinking they could just not have great stuff, right? and maybe two thing belows.
I always start with hero power. If it's taunt, then the flame tongue gets better.
I'm thinking like we try to win off like a Baron-Geddon or something. They have 4 cards from their deck.
I don't.
Those are playable. I'll just hero power first. See what happens.
Yeah, let's hero power.
I don't know. I'm inclined to play the shitters and try to go for like Baron-Geddon or something.
So they have.
There's little time.
Oh man, I think I would just
I'm
play Flame Tongue double thing. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's more likely they don't have a Vile Spine and that these do some work on board.
Okay, Spellbreaker.
What does this do?
Helps like skill the totem and leave the flame tongue on the board. I think Dark Reaper and Van Cleef is better.
How do you like Spellbreaker, the taunt? Trading the 6/3 into the thing from below, trading the 5/5 into the flame tongue, and then using your hero power and the 1/2 to kill the.
And then we get 1 extra escape in buff.
Yeah, and then you use that to kill the healing totem.
I like that.
You just silence the taunt, right? That's better. Yeah, I like that. That's actually, I think that's actually better than this.
Agreed.
So we silence 1 taunt.
Too soon.
Then we trade this.
So that this worked out so well.
Yeah.
Unless they land the buff. Well, if they land the buff, I'm sad, but they missed. Nice. Ooh. We can evolve her. We can just.
So we can Firefly and Scale Bane?
No. My first thought is to value trade the Spellbreaker, Aya, and evolve.
Why do we want to evolve Aya?
I guess we don't need to. I like Zlay's play after thinking a little.
Yeah.
Actually, well, we don't Firefly. Yeah, you play Flame Alley for sure.
Play Flame Alley, Aya, and you kill the Scalebane, right?
And then next turn we evolve with the Chieftain?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
We're actually in this game.
Yeah.
Right.
Grind battle right now.
Which our list is pretty.
Nuts.
Really,
so good.
Really throwing.
Well, their game plan is trying to fight for board, but double Bone Mare is can put some complications in that. But that's what Aya's for.
This is where Virtus.Pro really needs to, take things by the reins and start showing this aggression that they've been lacking from their previous games.
I'm not sure that potential's there right now, though.
I think it's just Bone Mare jammed to the face.
That's what I would do, but
what's so bad about it? I mean, look at they're taking trades into 1/2s constantly. They've seen both Flame Tongues, right?
Yeah. Wait.
I think they've seen maybe one Flame Tongue, sure. But still, it's like if you're not closing this game soon, that's when the Jades are going to become powerful. And you see
now that attack.
8 attack being traded. This is what's been costing them in the previous games.
That attack, I do think, is quite poor.
They're continually trying to outvalue a Jade deck. You don't outvalue Jade decks. They have to turn the pressure on. And their unwillingness to be aggressive, I think, is what's going to be causing them to fall again to the Jade deck.
Still got another Bone Mare. They still got 5 minions in hand.
They do have a lot of value. I can see why it's appealing. I see the other side of the thing here. I see why, you got all this value in your hand. Maybe you want to try and take a trade game.
I'm nervous.
This is how you would play against Evolve Shaman. They need to realize this isn't Evolve Shaman. This is Jade Shaman.
With Evolves.
But, primarily, Jades is the problem they're having to face right now.
It's the first Jade Chieftain they've seen this set, too. Oh, boy.
And now Virtus.Pro is really on the back foot, and they just traded in, 14 damage last turn. Let's listen into VP and see how they're reevaluating the situation.
Right?
Yeah. You play the Track Reaper. Wait, is it gonna be enough?
No.
Track Reaper, Bone Mare.
Well, what about the Bone Mare, and you trade the 4/2 in the 4/4, and you kill the Gruul?
No,
yeah.
I've I like trading with the 4/4, then shadow stepping the Bone Mare, buffing the Spellbreaker, and attacking the Ghoul, playing the Tar Creeper, and that's it.
Many options.
But then there's still an 8/8. Isn't it better to trade the 4? Then value trade the Gruul.
Choose soon.
I think that's
Can
better.
shadow step.
I don't know.
Like I like value trading the Gruul here a lot more.
Like, it's so bad if they're Portal, but
As great as it could be.
Okay.
I think we just play
Make a nice
stuff.
pirate. I'm gonna care about positioning. Yeah.
So we're gonna trade with the 8/8.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want Doppelgangster in between the 8/8, go in the middle, and then...
I want the ones in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the back base on
Firefly.
the right.
Yeah.
Well, no, we can Doppelgangster and then play the Fireflies in between those, right?
Are we gonna totem? We're gonna totem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We want totem value.
Okay. Yeah.
So Firefly totem, something like that, and then Doppel on the right, I think.
Doppel on the right.
I think Doppel on the left of the 1/2, right? Why on the right? Why is it better on the right?
Because
No
the totem. Okay. Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
frozen
Doppel on the left.
Firefly.
Doppel on the left. Yeah.
Firefly far right or next to the Corsair?
Somewhere in the middle. Just jam it in the middle, Zalay.
Corsair.
Put the captain in the middle. Ah.
Like the guy which I don't like. Ghost.
I mean, you could do that. Question is, you just make it
Actually,
the
shadow
Advent.
step. Yeah, I like making the big Advent.
So we just play
I think you
Kelis.
play.
Kelosab, Shadow
Bring
Step,
Star
Kelosab,
Creeper.
Star Creeper, Edwin.
We have it activated for in the Slayer. Yeah, we have the captain.
Yes.
You still have the captain, yeah. Wait. I mean, I guess Morabi value isn't really a thing, is it?
No.
Could have actually gotten Morabi off here. Together with the...
Oh, not as good.
So we're gonna trade in something and then portal, so we can trade a.
Pirate.
We can trade the
We need to
Firefly.
trade the Pirate. 'cause-
Trade the Firefly.
Yeah, they played Kalaseth, so Golak is not a thing.
Yeah. Trade. Yeah. Firefly in and portal. Okay.
It's your
Now
boy
put
Arcane
a Doppel in.
Totem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
code that taunt.
And there's no reason to trade in the pirate, correct?
I think
We
we
get-
just go face and hold this card.
Yeah.
Well, we could get one more power into it if we ever need to trade it out. But we don't want to trade it out on board very much at all.
You have to deal with that 8/3 attack.
Okay, let's go face. Yeah, I agree.
Face.
Like with the double Kelosep buff, they're trying to grind us out, not go face, right?
Yeah, I know.
So
But they could.
I don't
mean,
think
in
I
their
don't think they're
world,
thinking about grinding. They just wanted to
They
make
just
the biggest Edwin.
yeah, they needed
okay.
a big Edwin, and it was a fine Shadow Step target, and their other cards suck. They're too.
Why not? They have a Firefly in hand. I mean, our top decks are so much better now, right? They're all buffed by 2.
So you
How
would
about we
trade the
just-
8 for.
No, I would just value trade the Edwin into a Doppelgangster. Hero power the
Hero
2/1, pay Firefly, Morabi, Hero, and the second Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the second Firefly.
I wonder.
There is no
We
reason
can
not to
combo
play.
everything with the
Nah,
captain.
that works with the hero.
So we just
No,
wanna
just
trade.
like, I want to just hero power.
And then you want to kill the
then-
8 for the 2/2.
I want to kill a 2/2, but I'm not sure. I mean, I would play Morabi and Firefly for sure. And I'll kill a 2/2.
Okay.
I mean, we know what they have in hand, right?
Yes.
Oh no! Our guy, we give them an 8. Oh, never mind. I don't know how this interaction works. If it dies, if it gives them the guy, but we're gonna devolve first, right?
We're gonna devolve.
Yeah, it's just strictly. They get a 5. We can always trade a 5.
Yeah,
need to.
it might be a 5 with like 3 attack that we need to value. trade.
Let's just devolve.
yeah.
Okay. We can leave him with a 4/4 and take some healing totem value.
Totem first. See what we get. Ugh. So you want to value trade the 3/2, value trade the 1/1s?
Yeah.
He's out of bone mares, so the 4/4 doesn't really rep anything.
Yeah, I want to get this healing totem.
The 8/4 can't go face. We need to draw in-game stuff to win.
We have a bunch of that. So.
I know.
Value game.
And we just play the 1/2 for sure. In the middle-ish.
Put it next to the pirate and the rat.
Yeah, sure.
Right. He's the leader.
Oh, yeah. He's the leader.
Good job, healing totem. Round of applause.
All right, so they still haven't played that card. So,
So what is the play here?
Play the captain and you trade 4/4 into 2/2 and heal pirate 1/1.
I love this deck. So we're gonna
a card. Okay.
That's big.
Are we gonna trade the 4/2 first?
Right. Do we want 2 2-drops or to kill a 4/2?
So that would mean
don't we just want 2-drops?
I want 2-drops, I think.
Yeah. Do we want a totem after or before? Before, right?
Before.
Okay. So totem face evolve.
Yeah. 2-drops that do things, please.
Poach.
So we
got good ones.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got Dread, so that's interesting.
Dread's good at helping them grind.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. It's like not, but it's big stats. Like, unless they have strictly good minions to feed to it.
I'm saying it's good at helping us grind them.
Oh, it's pretty good at helping them grind us because they get to kill it by just playing dudes.
Yeah,
They don't have dudes.
We can kill their.
They have dudes off the top.
Oh, okay. But
They
like,
can still have.
They obviously don't have a great dude this turn because they would have just.
Valspine.
Wow.
How does this work, guys?
Yeah. We can still draw big jades. Okay.
Alright. Heart of the totems.
Heart of the totems.
Heart of the totems. You should know all about this. Your sisters in sisters in the hospital.
Holy moly.
Did we kill that?
No. Why would we? Right?
Yeah.
It's gonna trade in dust. There's no bone mare.
Yeah, I'd go face.
We need to do damage to lightning and lust and
something. Can't. So we are daggering this.
Yeah, dagger that.
Then we
kill the cecil. Yeah.
Do we kill the beast? No.
Yeah, kill.
I mean, are you keeping the backstep? I mean, you're keeping a 5/2 around.
I don't think we're keeping the backstep. This.
Well, it's not bad against them. This is fine. This is good. Like that was their draw.
Okay.
All right, big man.
Nice. This box.
Totem. Taunt.
Delightful.
It's fine.
Never lucky. Yeah, I know it's fine. We're favorable from here.
The backstab!
Yeah, they might have been able to hold it for the Vilespine Slayer, but I think it's better just to guarantee you keep the 5/2 on board instead of playing to the top deck.
This game's been nuts, man.
Yeah, and the story about this game, what kind of the reason why it's this whole grind fest is because even though Virtus.Pro played against this Shaman a bunch of times, they still were unable to identify that there were Jade Chieftains in it. They saw the Jade Spirits, so they knew it's a slightly heavier build, but they thought it was still, just Evolved Shaman with Jade Spirits. They didn't realize it went this deep in the Jade package, and they tried to play a value game where they outvalued the Jade Shaman, and it's just not working. You can't outvalue Jades.
And that's with Lovelots whiffing on Jades for like 6 straight turns.
Right, yeah. Lovelots has not had the greatest endgame draws here, and if Virtus.Pro had just been able to, in the previous, 3 games against this Shaman deck, evaluate, hey, they probably have Jade Chieftains because of this, this, and this. We're not seeing this, so maybe they have this. They could have played more aggressively against this and closed this game out way earlier when Jades were smaller.
And notice the aggression difference. Lovelots is going, do we trade this off? No. We push damage. They trade in our guys.
Right. And then
Virtus.Pro, every single turn, how do we trade? How do we trade? How do we trade?
Right. What's the best way to trade? Every turn has been their, the discussion they've been having.
And that's game.
They felt like they were the better deck in the value game. They didn't realize the Jade Chieftains were there. But now, finally, after the Shaman has won, what, 4 games?
This is the 4th straight win.
The Shaman has won 4 games. Now Virtus.Pro finally knows there's Chieftains and that there's Jade Spirits, and they have to start playing aggressively and going face against this Jade control deck.
All right, but at this point in the series, it is 5 games to 1, Firebat.
Yeah, it's too late. The information wasn't there fast enough. They needed to read up on this information faster. They needed to identify what the deck was. It's very difficult to do because of the way, Love You Lot's draws went. They didn't draw too many of the Jade cards. They didn't have to play Chieftain until this game. But still, there's tells, there's signs, there's cards missing. You don't see Primal Fin Totem in 4 games. You can start trying to piece together what is in there instead of that.
This is just insanity. You're going to look at the Shaman wins across the board. This one has picked up the win rate for Love You Lots quite a bit.
It's picked up the Shaman win rate across the board because Shaman doesn't win this much. What's winning is the deception. That's what's winning for Love You Lots. It's not just Shaman alone. It's the Shaman's a pretty good deck. You see it's, 55 or so usually. And then you add deception on top of that, bam, that's why you have 80% win rate.
Indeed. It's a big factor. Delay. Well, now they know the whole deck.
Now it's probably...
That was that concerned look on his face. Guaranteed.
Now they're going to play the correct way against our deck. So it's going to be more difficult to get a win there.
I mean, you see how...
saw, in that game, before the thing from below turn, Love You Lots team comms, when we were listening in, they thought they were going to lose that game. They thought they had no chance to win. And you could just see how excited they got when they started realizing, oh my gosh, they're still just trading into everything. Our Jades are just going to scale. We're just going to win.
I don't like it.
And now they have to resort to the Shaman Mirror, which the slightly greedier deck is generally favored in.
Yeah, that's really the thing about mirror matches. You either want to be 1 step slower so that you outvalue them, or you want to be 2 steps faster so that you get so far ahead they can't recover. And Shaman right now does not have that 2 steps faster capacity to it.
Well, I don't know. You could jam some baseless...
If you had Lava Burst and stuff, but nobody plays that nonsense.
Maybe that's what they brought. Maybe they got the Flame Wreath Facelesses in there, the Lava Bursts, and they're ready to go to town.
I like the stretch for it. I like Flame Wreath Faces. It still hits really hard, but it is really bad versus Vile Spine Slayer.
It is pretty awful versus a lot of things.
Yeah.
Devolve, Vile Spine Slayer.
And again, this match is super important for these 2 teams. All the standings have been evened out across the board, and that fight to see who gets ahead of 3-2 is vital. Love You Lots and Virtus.Pro both need wins right here to stay in Trinity Series, and Virtus.Pro needed a decisive win this week. Instead,
Love You Lots tiebreakers.
Instead, Love You Lots is on the verge of closing, and a win here will put Love You Lots, what looks to me, in 1st place in this standings.
Wow, and that's pretty big because you look at week 1 and week 2 of the Trinity Series. Love You Lots played pretty well in week 1 and week 2, but started out in Trinity Series 0-2. They had a lot of really unfavorable RNG in those early weeks, but they've really come back and they've really started playing a lot better as a team, working together and just getting the job done. I think when we were talking about the teams earlier on, you said last week to me, Team Love You Lots went full Power Ranger mode.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. It's everything came together and it's just they seem like this unstoppable force now. It's I wanted to stress in the weeks after their 2 openings that I think that they were one of the unluckiest teams in the first 2 weeks. Their opponents had fantastic draws. Nothing to take away from them. They played their opening draws well. They had good draws. That's a part of a winning combination. But Love You Lots was on the receiving end of some brutal openers against them, and that has not been happening in the last few weeks, and we're seeing them take the lead in the series fairly decisively.
Yeah, as a lot to do with the decision-making, a lot to do with the deck selection. This series between Love You Lots and Virtus.Pro, I think most of the advantage Love You Lots has gotten is because of the deck selection, because they mix it up, make it a little weird, and it's forced Virtus.Pro to slightly play incorrectly against what the deck is because they don't know what the deck is.
And how much different is this set if Virtus.Pro simply wins game 1?
Way different.
Oh my gosh. The window that Love You Lots ended up finding with the Alexstrasza into all the burn.
Right, because Warrior would smash the Shaman deck.
It just changed the landscape of the entire series. That's so crazy. Both teams, though, good opening hands here. But the attacker's advantage is definitely a big one for Virtus.Pro.
Right. Let's listen in to Love You Lots and see how they're going to develop into this. They have to worry about Flame Tongue, Claws, and Portal.
Yes.
If they Flame Tongue, then we can't kill it on board, but, you know, we do the best that we can, and we threaten our own Flame Tongue.
Yeah, we threaten our Flame Tongue.
Yeah,
with
so
the
we're gonna double
coin.
Firefly,
So
right?
we're gonna double Firefly, yes.
Wait, there's more. Two is bigger than one. More than one?
I don't know. It's both, right? It's bigger and more.
Play that right.
Take your
The
time.
question is, do you bump into 1-2 with the Firefly? Speak to the portal.
Yeah, it's weak to the portal, but better against their claws.
Is it better against their claws? It's the same because you killed a 1-2. They are 1-2, 1-1.
Yeah, so
It's like better because I remove one more minion.
It's weaker to the portal, and it's worse. It's better against the Flame Tongue.
Yeah, but the portal, if they portal, I just go double Firefly, right?
Double Firefly and then... Okay, yeah, sure. So, fine. It's better versus Flamed.
Oh, well played.
That feel when they draw the claws and you're just happy. Well, I don't know if we need to evolve now, right? We've got just a clear in theory. They go into 2 mana. We can leave ourselves with either 2 1/2s or just 1 1/2.
I kind of want to evolve looking at our hand.
Yeah, well, we walk into Galaka if we leave a pirate on the board.
Yeah.
So, how are we trading?
Pirate,
then?
push 2 face damage and evolve.
That's what I want to do as well.
Okay.
Alternative line is pirate, trade twice, other pirate, and set up to evolve next turn.
So we're probably going to let them Flame Tongue, if they have it, of course.
Galaka's unlikely, right? Because they never went for this matchup.
Well, no.
They could have been
They
saving
use it to
card.
counter Q Rogue.
Yeah.
They've had Galakas every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pirate 2 to the face and evolve.
Sounds fine to me, I guess.
You get value out of the evolve now, and it's hard to.
Yeah, our hand's pretty solid even without the evolve.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
This is a Zalea evolve.
Slay! You were so good up until now.
Yeah, no. We're right back where I belong.
Right back.
How can we set up Serrata the best for turn 5?
I think they still play the Flame Tongue.
I like playing the Flame Tongue, just killing both of the left 2 drops and leaving the Lightwell alone.
Yep,
Yeah.
And then we have a Serenite. Like, they should be able to get to a Flame Tongue, and then we can hide the Serenites.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like you mean hiding the Flame Tongue behind the Serenite.
Yeah, now we get punished for the trade. No, we didn't. Never mind.
Be good with the Lightwell.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I'm seeing Manatide, right?
Yep.
Well, we could pirate Flame Tongue.
I don't want to give him that Galaka still, right?
No. Just Manatide. I think this is the safest Manatide.
What would they do? They'd lightning, and it's like whatever.
I'm more scared about them making dudes than lightninging. But I guess if they're making dudes,
What
The
dudes?
best play is
a pirate.
We have two minions if they make dudes with Flame Tongue, and we draw more, and we have a Lightwell.
They make a pirate. Their patches kills our Manatide,
Okay.
and
We get
that was
closer
always
to
gonna
a
happen
portal?
anyways. Pirate's always a
I think we need to draw towards good stuff. We don't have good stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you could draw a portal and then make that play. It's quite good.
Galaka is just as likely as them having the pirate, which kind of blows for us. Like, I'd rather get pirated than...
Just play the Serenite to the left.
Yes.
To the left?
Yeah, because if you drop patch, you might change the play.
Yeah, to the left because of patches. It's good.
Because if they have Dread Lightning, they have to kill the Flame Tongue instead of the Serenite.
That's true, yes.
How long can this go?
Hold on, let's go on.
How long can this go?
The 3-drops is
Those are still... 3-drops are pretty good still, so maybe we just Flame Tongue and set up.
Alright, so if we're using the devolve here, it would be to kill this Flame Tongue.
3-drops are still good. Like, that's the issue. They're better than 2-3 on average. And we have a clean value trade into the 2/3 on the left.
Yeah, do we totem? Totem? If we get healing totem, it's very good.
Or if we get taunt, right?
Yeah.
Why is healing totem
Why is
good?
healing good? Yeah, I'm confused.
It's better against him having a portal on us.
We could also just double Firefly if we wanted the guaranteed bodies, and we have a.
I kind of.
I like totem. I like totem.
I like body. Okay.
Taunt's just good. Heal is okay.
You don't think we want to like get stuff in play now so we can like attack with it into their default board?
I think it's.
We'll play the Flame Tongue and let's make the call. Yeah.
I would totem. I think it's better to go wider next turn.
I would totem.
This is like really bad sequencing. I mean, whatever. Totem first, and we have Maelstrom Portal a little bit.
Like healing's good here because it makes their portal so much better.
Well, you got them good, Zalay. If they
Oh, it
think
worked
we're
out
going
great,
to portal.
yeah.
You're so good at these things.
Nailing it.
Holy smokes, they are playing around Galactic Crawlers super hard, but would they have queued up Galactic Shaman earlier if they had Galactic Crawlers?
I think, honestly, that they probably would. So I think they're taking slightly worse plays to try and play around this potential Galactic Crawler. But I think you have to assume they most likely would play the Galactic Crawler Tech Shaman before some of their other options, because they saved this for the last option. They felt all of their other decks were slightly stronger. But it might still end up working out for them, and if you're able to play around Galactica and still stay ahead on board, I guess you do it. Because Love You Lots right now is generating a lot of card advantage.
This is scary. I mean, all three of the totems, and I'm calling Lightwell a totem here, need to be handled in some capacity.
The thing that's the scariest for Virtus.Pro here is Virtus.Pro is Evolved Shaman, most likely. They're not the Jade Shaman. So that means the longer this game goes on, with Love You Lots not being dead, the more advantage Love You Lots gets because their cards are simply bigger. They have the Jade Spirits, they have the Chieftain.
This is potentially a third draw from this Mana Tide coming up.
It's really been putting in a lot of work. Yeah.
That is problem.
And it's opened up this Devolved Maelstrom for them.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just a devastating combo in this matchup.
I'm very worried.
It looks like Shaman might be able to run away with it.
Well, in this game, Shaman's winning. One way or the other.
Yeah, Shaman's probably going to win.
Probably. Perpetual draw.
Sometimes it's not really Shaman that wins because you like win with evolved minions, and sometimes they're like
Northshire Cleric.
That gets a draw off the Mana Tide for Virtus.Pro.
That is terrible news for Love You Lots.
Yeah, it's not great.
Let's listen in. You can see Zalay is struggling with this one now.
My instinct tells me left of the healing totem.
Holy moly. You're gonna draw so much. That was a really bad fire bat impression. I bet I could do much better.
Exactly what it sounded like.
You made not
noise.
Oh. Okay, so our thing is.
Okay, dude, buddy.
Do I even want a portal here?
You want to get the spell power. Do you want to play the Mana Tide and thing from below?
That's what I was thinking.
Like we have two good outcomes from totems. I don't want to play Mana Tide. If it's Heal Totem, we get two draws.
Yeah.
If it's Spell Power, so it's a 50-50, right?
Yeah. Okay. Solid. We still Maelstrom, right?
Yes.
And do you want to play the crab first?
I think we play the crab first.
Yep.
Oh wait, we get an extra card. We trade the... Do we trade the heal totem? Or the 1-1?
No.
The
don't
1-1.
The 1-1, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And now we get an extra card.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Aya.
Just like not second portal is what we're asking for.
Yeah, it's drawn more.
Oh yeah.
We should Jade.
Double Jade.
Double Jade.
Make the attack.
Oh. Yeah.
Where's the Jade Spirit going?
I don't know.
Between our two things right now?
I wonder.
Left?
Goes in the middle, right? I want the light well far left.
Yeah, yeah.
This Nourisher player sure was good.
God.
That's it, 3 now? Nourish for them?
It's gonna do a little more than Nourish.
Oh, yeah.
It's not done.
It's got more.
It is not done.
And 2-3 go into the Jade Spirit. No, Jade Spirit. Bunny killed Jade Spirit with the
Why
crab.
don't we clear everything except the 2?
Killing the Jade Spirit, because if they evolve or if they play in the Death Knight, it's gonna hurt a lot.
I don't care that much if they play Death Knight. I actually don't care.
I think it's better that we have a bigger board of our own, right?
What to do?
I can also trade like this.
Okay, yeah, that works.
No, it's a 5-drop. I'm giving you a 5-drop.
Just trade this away and yeah.
Could have traded twice into the light well, but I didn't think it was worth it.
No, I don't think so.
Didn't get chargers.
Oh, that nukes their board.
No. Okay.
Board.
So hole up.
Holding up.
We need a win condition, right?
Brawl,
Flame Ellie.
It's definitely Thrall, because we can always thing and evolve it next turn for the Baron Geddon or something.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put 2 damage on his monkey, and I'm gonna flame Ellie Thrall.
Let's think. Yeah, think about the 6s we can get. Yeah, okay. There's no good 6s to clear board, so yep. Just go
Image
for
monkey.
it. Well, wait. Can we play the Corsair?
No,
Yeah.
he can draw Jade Claws. What do you mean?
Well, but
he could have a
the
Galaka.
Galaka. Either one's fine. Either
Not
one's
worth
fine.
the risk.
Let's go quick in case of random stuff.
Wait, what? I don't understand.
I got rid of the pirate. I'm more scared of Galaka than.
I mean,
the button's green, so don't worry. There's no control.
Okay.
These aren't good.
Why are we scared of the Galaka over a weapon?
Yeah, that's little 15 plus 18. 33. No,
1 damage of lethal.
So what about just taking value trades, evolving your
3-3. Evolve the 5-1 drop. Trade first.
Yep.
And you trade with yeah, they're both 3 mana, so yeah, you can just trade with whichever you want. And evolve that one.
That's pretty good.
So you trade away the 3-3 into the 5-3?
Yeah.
Like this, right?
No, why ignore the 5-5. I would ignore the 5-5.
Ignore the 5-5.
3-3
Oh,
into
spells cost 2
5-3.
more. Yeah.
And then take a value trade with the 3-4 into the 2-2. Yeah. And then
With what?
Yeah, like. Yeah.
The 3-4 into the 2-2?
Yes, I like it. And then Aya and Faith.
I'm going to go on Aya. One, we can just bump the mana plate. Okay.
Oh yeah, just mana plate.
We get a Hogger
Oh yeah.
minion.
Right.
That's why I didn't want to
Yeah.
play 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So we're gonna
Drain hero power.
trade and hero power it, right?
Yeah, we want to save the thing in hand for another Geddon.
Yeah. For the second Geddon. 1 in 34, baby. Okay.
Good start.
Alright, so just Jade Spirit.
Jade Spirit.
Put the Flame Ellie down, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Seems good to me. We just want stuff to chip in for this Geddon.
Mm-hmm.
And or Velen Portal.
The choice
Very confident in this Baron Geddon.
Oh yeah. This is the easiest Geddon of my life. I mean, they got the Northshire Cleric Nourish. Broad owes us one.
Oh, is this?
Yes, the Northshire Cleric.
Yeah, that was a pretty good portal minion.
Yeah, well, this is a pretty good Bloodlust, too. That Northshire changed the landscape massively, though. I mean, Virtus.Pro needed something.
Yeah, they were behind in this game until that came out, and now they're really capitalizing on it, pushing really far ahead and utilizing that card advantage. And it looks like they're going to be able to grind out LUL just be on the back of those extra cards.
Yeah, this is a matchup where the trading is much more justified because the cards all match up so evenly. Like in this one, you want to just contain your opponent's position, especially once they have Thrall in play.
Mm-hmm. Well, this Baron Geddon looks terrific. This Baron Geddon could potentially come out and clear the entire board for the most part. Except for whatever this becomes.
Oh, ooh. Oh my.
That's a card I've been seeing a lot on ladder.
Oh my. Well, this Baron Geddon is not the easiest Baron Geddon of their lives anymore. It is suddenly quite weak.
Yeah, not the greatest. If they pick up an Evolve, maybe they could go for the Anomalous. Not a lot of options.
I don't know. Let's see how they want to do it. Looks tough to me.
Yeah, because we can always play it later.
Yeah, so thing.
I'm thinking
Geddon.
Geddon. Well, we can get a spell damage off the 3 in a worst case scenario.
We don't
know. I don't see a reason to play it.
I don't either. I think we need to do some crazy stuff with Evolve Portals shenanigans.
There is no 3 spell damage.
Yes, there is. There's the Trickster, the 0/7.
Oh, yeah.
This one trades in here.
Yes, and the 2/2 into. Or are we just going to play Portal?
I was thinking about just playing Portal, but maybe Doppelgang's Evolve is so good.
Yeah, just play Doppelgang's Evolve.
Yeah.
We kill this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can kill it.
Then you play double Evolves.
And then we can see if something is horrible.
No.
That's a pirate. It's a 7-drop. I want 8 drops. 8 drops are great in this game.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, we're good. We can tap out, right?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You can make stuff.
Alright, so they play Serenite.
There's nothing here, but get 'em's like good stuff.
We're keeping the Blood Queen. Wait.
Oh, just keep these and concede. This is great.
Yeah, these are like the 2 worst.
This is great. This is a good script.
Virtus.Pro finally gets their second win on the board here in this set, but they trail 2 games to 5. They need to close 4 straight with this Shaman, where this series is done.
Yeah, it took them a while to get there, but eventually they found out all the information about the Shaman. They were able to get that lucky Northshire Cleric, and the value from that was able to, you know, carry them through this game. If they continue to have that kind of RNG going forward, maybe they can turn this around.
I mean, the Northshire Cleric was insane in that spot, but that is part of the risk you take with the devolve mechanism, especially when you have healing mechanics in play. So, you know, while that is some fortune smiles upon Virtus.Pro in that one, you know, look at what Team LUL had in the first 4 games. They didn't have to show any of their Jade stuff to give away what their deck list was, which is also quite fortunate. It's just different kinds of little luck things that are happening. I mean, luck is a part of every single card game you play, no matter what.
And Team LUL was able to get some valuable information from that. I thought maybe they didn't have Galaka because they didn't queue up that Shaman very quickly to counter LUL's Shaman. But Virtus.Pro is playing the Galakas like they were in the previous weeks, and LUL they had an idea that was likely going to happen, but now they know for sure that those are there, so they're going to be able to play around them in the future.
Yeah, but now with 4 classes remaining to try to tackle this Shaman with, it does matter what order they queue up in because of tiebreakers.
Right.
They should be queuing up their strongest match right here to try to close that out more decisively.
Yeah, and just maximize their tiebreakers. Tiebreakers are huge right now. If LUL wins this, that would be 5 teams tied at 3-2. If Virtus.Pro wins it, that's 5 teams tied at 3-2. So tiebreakers are going to be a big deal as we approach the cutoff here. The top 4 teams will be participating in the LAN finals. The other 4 are going home. So you better make sure you don't lose on tiebreakers.
Hey, amen to that, brother. I mean, this is about as close as you can make it in Trinity Series. This has been...
Yeah. Back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like originally Complexity was going to run away with things. They were the previous champs last year. They were in first place up until recently, but they just got banked today in the previous series.
Yeah. It's been so crazy watching the sweeps happen. This week we had 2 different archetypes of Warlock sweep 6 games to 0.
Hey, Warlock's got that Halloween power.
Indeed it does. Hey, Thrall's summoning a bit of that too.
Murlocs are kind of like Halloween.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got the Murloc hero for Shaman. I don't know. Shamans are the closest thing to Warlocks, right?
Well, I could kind of see that.
Right, like what is the closest?
Mages, I think, are pretty close. Shadow Priests are very close.
Things or whatnot.
Shadow Priests are about...
Well, they're banned is the thing.
Well,
yeah, for Priest. You never seen a Priest. Have we seen any Priest in Trinity Series?
I think twice Priest has played games.
Okay.
I think it won the first game, lost the second game, and then it has been banned since then.
Yeah, Priest is good.
Yeah, it's very good.
So, do you think we'll see Priest, next week, maybe, a couple games?
I think that committing a deck to beating Priest just requires a lot of cards. Well, it's something you can do in Conquest, but it's not something I think you can do in Last Hero Standing.
Right, because the things that beat Priest don't really beat anything else. Like, Priest is
Not
so
effectively.
different, right, than everything else in the game right now. Priest has a Highlander deck that produces infinite machine gun bullets where no deck does anything even close to that.
Yeah, it's very akin to like the way that old Freeze Mage was with Ice Lances.
Oh, yeah.
Where they just buy time and they buy time and they draw cards and they draw cards, and then suddenly you take 30 damage.
Right, exactly. And so it's really hard to counter that deck and also counter something that wins on board control, which is what most decks in the current metagame do.
Right. And the difference between Priest of now and the Freeze Mage of old is that Priest doesn't have to play that Shadow Reaper into a game plan. They can just get minions on board and play for value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with Kazakus potions sometimes too. They can do. They just do so many things. It's such a versatile deck. So
my goodness, that win for Virtus.Pro was so needed.
Yeah. Well,
Love You Lots is still on match point. They're going with Rogue straight away.
Interesting. They know the Galakas are there, and yet they still choose Rogue as the counter to the Shaman. What do you think that means?
That's a great question. To me, that would signal that there are potentially less pirates.
Okay, maybe they're not playing the deckhands, so maybe they cut the deckhands and then cut the Keleseth and play like Eviscerates and Galaka Crawlers of their own.
Or Counterfeit Coin.
Counterfeit Coin, sure. Yeah.
Counterfeit Coin, I know, has been favored by a lot of professionals lately for its ability to emulate that power spike when you're going first with the Vile Spine. And a lot of times you can seal the mirror match, even though you're using a lot of cards to do it. The thing about it is you buy so much tempo that it's not a recovery spot.
It doesn't matter if you have no cards in your hand if your opponent's dead.
Yeah, the ideal scenario is that you use every point of mana, every single card, and deal your opponent exact damage as soon as possible.
Oh, there's Eviscerates. So we do know that there is most likely no Prince Keleseth in the deck. There is potentially Galaka Crawlers, and there's potentially Counterfeit Coins right off the bat. And Virtus.Pro should know this.
If you're going to draw 2 Eviscerates, I'll tell you what, you can put it in that Keleseth.
Right. Virtus.Pro should know, based on the fact that they're queuing Rogue immediately, based on how tiebreakers work, that there's most likely Eviscerates in the deck, and there's potentially Galactic Crawlers, and that may be why we see, this one drop coming forward with the Flame Elemental instead of the Bloodsail Corsair.
Oh, look at that. That's
even more anti-aggro tech.
That is the Team Love You Lots special. In week 1, they showed up with about 700,000 Tar Creepers across their lineup, and they had Tolvir in some of their decks.
Tar Creeper into Tolvir is a pretty sweet curve.
Let's listen to Virtus.Pro. That no attack is awful peculiar.
Yeah, but do you play the J-Class right now? Seems like we play, right?
I don't know. I feel like J-Class is fine here.
I like J-Class to get out there.
I would like to trade in the patches as soon as I get it. Also because I can go Bloodsail into Flame Melee.
Yes.
And then Jade Lightning after, and then Koinaya maybe.
Yeah, exactly. This looks really good. And getting the Overload out now is actually pretty important.
Okay. So, are we backstabbing? I think so. Well,
I don't know.
Well, it does challenge, they can't Mana Tide.
They Flame Tongue.
It's good for them, right?
But I want to be killing the Flame Tongue with the backstab.
What if they Flame Tongue coin patches with the Pirate and kill our Dagger? Would we rather have their guy gone? And I mean, the patches would still get the job done.
Yeah, the
on
patches
board.
get the job done, and then we don't have an answer to the
Okay.
If we backstab Tar Creeper.
Well, we won't have an answer to the Flame Tongue either way because we're using our dagger charge.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we can go backstab Abyss next turn and just stack it up on that.
Well, if we backstab Abyss, the 12 Stone Shapers
are dead,
but
yeah.
I like
So,
Tar Creeper and smack the 1/1,
yeah.
but
And then make a call. Yeah.
just save it to backstab. But
I won't save it.
Fine with me.
The Corsair into
No. This is Flame Tongue, Coin Blood Cell Corsair.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Now the question is, 1 second before you do it, do we trade in the patches to play around, or do we want them to redagger next turn?
I want.
I would trade in the patches in my hero, actually.
Yeah, don't want them to keep the weapon up with the deck, and then, and especially like if the card which they got, this should be the backstab, right?
Yep.
This way they can't backstab and use the dagger to kill the Flame Tongue.
Yeah, I agree.
The only question is like, do we trade in the 1/2 or do we trade in the? And I think we trade in the hero.
Yeah, the hero definitely.
Also, they haven't played patches, though the patches, the Firefly is much better.
Like if they redagger on turn 4, it's actually not that bad. That's why I asked. It's a concept.
You mean for them?
Yeah. No, for us, if they redagger now, it's not that good for
Yeah,
them.
if they redagger to just kill the Flame Tongue is like not.
No, I mean that's why I'm maybe trading in the Firefly over the Pirate. Because
You mean like you want to debate them?
Maybe.
No, I mean like I would be more scared of like Pirate SI. This is just strictly better.
Okay, yeah. Pirate SI, then we just value trade.
Then you just like value trade, and then you can just think about if you want a Jade Lightning or maybe just hero power. Depends on kind of what we pick up.
Winner's moves, empires.
Where?
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Yeah, go.
So we just hit this one's Flame Tongue hero power. Yeah.
We hit this with our hero power, right?
Yeah, with our hero.
With our hero, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, we just hero power first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kinda. I think they might not have one.
I got bad news. They drew the other one. Well, we can start removing.
So
we're gonna play the cards. It's just the order we play them.
we're gonna backstab Dagger of Flame Tongue, deckhand the other Flame Tongue. Oh, we're gonna backstab the 3/2 and eviscerate.
We could evis, yes.
we can just evis a Flame Tongue.
Yeah, we backstab the 3/2, eviscerate a Flame Tongue, deckhand the other Flame.
And then we put 1 damage on the 0/2 or no?
So I'm gonna deckhand, dagger, evis a Flame Tongue.
Yes.
Kill the other Flame Tongue.
Correct.
Do we want to backstab the 1/2?
I think so.
Choose soon.
Yeah, I want to do everything this turn.
I want to play it. And do we hit that or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Portal now. Do it, big boy. Oh.
Mana Titan Symphony.
So even like, I mean, it's not even like super bad against like a lot of things, but it feels like kind of what we have to do.
Yeah,
Isn't it better to play Flame Elemental because it trades into his 1-drop potentially and then Aya into Jade Lightning mana
Wait, you wanna
type?
play?
You mean like flame elemental hero power? And
Yes. Like the heal totem is fine, taunt totem is not great. The 1/1 is really good.
It's good 1/1. Yeah, I agree.
but the question is like, when are we ever else gonna draw this card?
We can play the Mana Titan turn 7 to the get with Jade Lightning.
Because we don't need a turn 6 anyway.
Yeah.
Aya is our best turn 6. Our best turn 7 would be Bone Bear, but Jade Lightning and Mana Tail is also great. And getting a 1/2 on the board every time is just great.
And this is good.
To the right, flame to the left.
Yeah, like this.
But we don't have flame down.
We don't have flame tanks though.
Wow, these eviscerates are pulling some weight. Oh, mama.
That's pretty spicy. It's set up for that blaze collar
That
as well.
is huge.
Can take care of that 1/2 that's been developed. Yeah, that's a almost full board clear.
And that goes into the Tolvier on 8.
Yeah, blaze collar on 7, Tolvier on 8. Curve is working out here for the elemental package from Love You Lots.
So the question for Love You Lots is the trade. Do you kill totems or do you kill the 1/2?
Well, you use Fire Plume Phoenix on the 1/2, eviscerate the 5/5, dagger it down, and then you can use your deckhand to remove one of the 2 totems of your choice.
So you're still willing to take that damage in order to preserve, and I like this. I mean, Shaman doesn't have a lot of direct damage if it doesn't have board position to get this done.
Oh, they're going to value their life total even more, though.
Well, there's no Flame Tongue left, so...
Interesting.
It is quite hard for Virtus.Pro to go on a strict pressure plan with just Aya here. I kind of like that, actually.
You like 5 life more than the 1/1?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's really close. Because life is so...
I mean, they got to account for Bone Mare in the coming turns, so maybe the life is more valuable than... I don't know. It's close.
Right. It's just Shaman has such inability to deal damage to your face from hand. They have the Jade Lightnings, and that's about it, honestly. Bloodlust can't connect unless they have minions, so...
I mean, think back to when Muzzy wanted to make the 1/1 and take 5 damage from an unlicensed Apothecary in one of their matchups.
Okay. I mean, this is a very similar thing. Yeah, 1 damage and a 1/1 are... Like, the board is everything in this matchup, so... It's pretty close. But here, I think the play is very clearly Aya, so you can get it out there.
Now, the downside of that also is if they take 5 damage now, maybe they clear less smaller minions later on. And Virtus.Pro is going to go with Jade Lightning here. At this point, the Fire Plume Phoenix is a heavy tell, I think, on Blaze Collar, and I think it's something they're thinking about.
Okay, and they don't want Aya to get Blaze Colored, but it's a 5/3 getting Blaze Colored.
My.
Now you have to develop Aya and hang a mana
the 3/3 would
turn.
trade into the Aya, and then they would hit the Jade afterwards as well.
Right, so they're saying that this is the play they need to do to make sure that they have enough value to continue going.
Well, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Let's listen to Virtus.Pro. This is getting rough.
Aya.
I would just Aya, and I would also play the Corsair.
Why not?
Threaten the value trade into the Blaze Caller.
Okay.
No, I like
I mean, I thought you don't plan to play it, but yeah, just play it.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
So we can, we could...
Well...
Wait, Bone Mare and Dunk 10, they don't have an onboard kill.
Yes, so they have a card that they weren't playing on turn 6 or turn 5 when they went
Many options.
thing from below. So it could be a situational.
They don't have any more flame tongues, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. So we're thinking Bone Mare and Dunk Face.
If we dunk the 3/3, how does that work out?
It's better against Devolve.
Instead of lethal.
It's better against Lust.
Well, do we need to lethal them when we have...
Yeah, we're winning the grind, I think.
Okay.
And if we do trade the 3/3, like, you still
I like
kill on board.
I like trade. I like trade. Great sound effect.
Thank you. My favorite part.
We know this isn't Portal, which is good info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to trade an Aya, just to pop out the Jade.
Yes.
And then play Serenite plus the Mana Tide and just ask them how they plan on keeping us from drawing 2 cards.
Yep.
Placement Mana Tide goes on the very left, right? Even though it doesn't really matter that much because you don't have Flame Ties.
Yeah, you can do that. Like the best position is supposed to stand to the left of the healing totem, but yeah.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Vile Spine would be good.
Bone Mare.
Got a Bone Mare.
We can make a very large man.
Do we do that?
I mean, it keeps it alive on board,
They're gonna trade their 4/4 into it.
Well, it's like playing a 5/5 and a 4/4, like with taunt.
Yeah. Oh.
It's good. Looks good to me.
Yeah, and then our dagger is just smacking him in the face.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I see.
What I see.
Positioning doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're all 7s for Devolve.
There's poker.
Oh, our own boner.
Oh my god, this is so good. We just hero. Wow. Let me think about it. The 4/4 goes into the thingy.
And then I would buff the heal totem.
Yeah, the heal totem.
Why don't we buff the pirate?
No.
And just clean trade.
Oh,
the
right.
pirate.
Okay. Clean trade the 5/5 and then
just roll another taunt totem.
Yeah. Roll a taunt totem. Nice. So you get a clean trading with it. Now we see if they run trade.
And I hope they don't run to go lock us.
Under a firefly.
Oh, painful.
I think we just...
We need to play everything, right?
We can save the Tolvir.
Well...
Kind of gets farmed on board.
Okay.
I want to just 1/5.
We don't want to play the other one, too?
Useful for Vile Spines.
Well...
Van Cleef, SI.
Yeah.
Well, no,
it's also just a 1/2.
If we play the 1/2, like, we're gonna draw a card next turn.
Yeah, that's
Tolvir next turn.
Right.
So many options.
Well, next turn we're gonna Tolvir in the card we draw, and then we're gonna have the Flame Elemental in the bank for when we find a Vile Spine at SI or.
Okay. We might... How are we trading?
I don't know.
Just take the hit.
5/2.
Yeah.
5/2?
Yeah. Are we sure we don't want to play this Tolvir? I want to. I don't think Divine Chill Taunt matters much.
Okay, I'll listen to you.
Because if we hit the buff, it's just a 6/5. Like...
5. You better roll
3/5.
the spell power totem.
Do you want that?
Yes.
I think do we?
I mean, I want to DK so hard.
Same.
Yeah,
I probably just want to.
Wait, you can hero power, roll the spell power totem, portal, and DK.
Yeah, we're gonna hero power.
What does the spell power totem even do? It kills a 1/2.
That we can value trade anyway. Isn't it better to just evolve than evolve something shitty and play mana tied up?
Great.
I don't think we wanna push 5 damage necessarily, and having a portal in our hand is better than 5 damage.
Still hero power. Hero power.
I'm gonna keep away I would want to play the mana tide.
Yeah, but you can Death Knight and mana tag with hero power.
And evolve, but we want to play evolve instead of a totem, right?
No.
Oh no.
Let me just do this.
Just in case we get something really bad. Yeah, just evolve the 3-drop.
Oh boy. This has to be big for Lovey Lots, and that is teeny tiny.
It does allow them to stay alive.
Kills the Alex. But
right. And they can take care of the Manatide as well.
The 1/2's just been stuck in hand. I mean, this is where the Thrall snowballs. They cannot check the minions on board, and as a result, Virtus.Pro is going to continue to evolve turn after turn until eventually all these minions have adapted correctly to their circumstances and live eternally.
Yeah, especially with this Doppelgangster in hand, it pairs very nicely with the hero power.
Lovey Lots plays the Flame Elemental, hoping to draw a Blaze Caller and to get this buff. So I like that. Oh, mama. That is game.
It's going to be tough. And the Maelstrom Portal comes out with the spell power from the minion now.
And they have the mana to even Evolve away a Doomsayer.
Right.
Should that one appear.
That's a pretty good minion. Full board clear. Love You Lots is going to need a Deathwing.
And I don't think it's in their deck. It's got to be Deathwing.
Can't see anything else saving them here. Maybe a Vanish? A Swashbuckler? What could this do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Here's another... No.
Well, Jade Costco. Is it a comeback for Virtus.Pro? Shaman has now won 6 games in a row in this set. Warlock has won. Warlock and Shaman have won the last, like 18 out of 19 games and 18 out of 20 games or something dumb.
Yeah. It's well, when you think about Halloween classes, Warlock and Shaman, I think, come to mind. They're the dark side, the evil, and it's Halloween weekend here, man.
They are crushing right now. Virtus.Pro on the verge of making this comeback a reality.
Yeah, that was what was believed by Team Love You Lots as the best counter to the Shaman. And it goes down because there's no reason not to queue your best deck. You're not saving any of your decks for anything. Your opponent only has the one deck remaining. And you want to keep your tiebreakers as high as possible, so you just queue whatever's the best deck that you have to queue, and that's what they thought that was.
And I think in this spot, they want to take that shot again, whatever their next best deck is. I mean, that's something you do even when the series is quite even, let alone in this position where you want to close it out right away. So this is still a big one that's coming up.
They don't have anything that good left against Shaman.
That's not an impossibility. I mean, Shaman is not the strongest deck in the world right now.
They queued Tempo Rogue with a bunch of pirates in it against double Galaka Crawler Shaman.
Well, we didn't see any captains, so they might have had the elementals in there instead.
Right, they have the elementals instead of the captains, but they still have the double swash, the double deckhands. So that
Your opponent typically holds Galaka for that captain, though.
I guess, but still, once they start seeing the elementals, they'll make the read on that. But it just doesn't seem like that is the go-to Shaman counter in my mind. Like, if I had to pick the best thing I could possibly think of to beat Shaman, it's not going to be Tempo Rogue.
That tells me it's not in their lineup. Whatever that best thing
exactly. That's what I'm trying to get to. That tells me that the best decks against Shaman are not in their lineup. So it seems like maybe both teams kind of disrespected Shaman a little bit and could find themselves in trouble. I imagine the Warlock from Team Love You Lots is a Zoo, which is nowhere near as strong as a Control Warlock against the Shaman. They probably have a Pirate Warrior instead of a Taunt Warrior or a Controlling Warrior, which is terrible against Shaman. Pirate Warrior really suffers against Shaman. So, honestly, if Team Love You Lots can make it through Chaki's Warlock Zoo, or not Team Love You Lots, I'm sorry, Team Virtus.Pro can make it through the Warlock Zoo here from Chaki, then Virtus.Pro might be able to sweep this one back.
We are assuming it's Zoo. I think that Control Warlock would have been a fantastic queue up into that. But
Control Warlock
know. I mean,
destroys.
They played Control Warlock last week. They led with it, and they had a fantastic performance, if you recall.
But it's just for tiebreaker's sake. They would have jammed that Control Warlock out there. Control Warlock is one of the best decks in the game against Shaman. You got Defiles, you got Hellfires, you got Abyssal Enforcers, sometimes you got Twisting Nethers. Heck, if you really want to beat Shaman, you can even run Doom. You need more AoE, you can slam a Deathwing in there. Like, they have just so much AoE.
Well, that Blood Fury Potion lets us know it is, in fact, Zoo.
Yeah, and Blood Fury Potion is a card in Zoo that's super vulnerable to the devolves from Shaman. So it's not a particularly strong tech choice to include against Shaman.
Did we see devolve from Virtus.Pro that game? A lot of times Galaka Crawler is the swap out for that devolve.
Right, we didn't see the devolve, so maybe it's not there, which will help them out a lot. We do see the Primal Fin Totem, which was not in the Love You Lots Shaman.
Blood Reaver Gul'dan keeps trying to show up. But
Blood Reaver Gul'dan is disgusting, man.
Not right now.
Oh,
mama.
Keleseth is particularly important in these, scrappy board control matchups, especially against Shaman. Shaman really relies on taking early game board advantage by using tools like Maelstrom Portal and Jade Claws, which just perfectly kill all of the minions from Zoo. But when you get Prince Keleseth out there, suddenly everything lives with 1 health. The minions are able to stick for Zoo, and you can kind of win out on that early board.
Well, Chaki's got a big smile on his face as this opening hand, and it is pretty much what you want to see. Oh, that's not what you want to see in Virtus.Pro's spot.
No.
Bunny Hopper just still with the stone cold stare, though.
I've seen him, moving around a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, he keeps laser focused.
Yeah, time to time when during the talks, you see him move around a little bit, but
he gets a little chipper, sure, yeah. But most of the time,
right now he's talking.
Right, he's telling his teammates what's up and what's going down.
He's quite a ventriloquist.
Really is.
I didn't know that. Hidden talents from Bunny Hopper.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty incredible guy if you ever get the chance to talk to him. He's got like multiple college degrees and stuff, and
he's so personable too.
Yeah, he's a very smart individual.
His temper can flare from time to time, but he is a great, nice guy to talk to. Let's listen to Lovey Thoughts, though. They have a great hand for this matchup.
All right. No. Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay, but like, I want to get to that point where they're like, okay, well, they don't have Kellis, and then it's like, truth is found.
It's just so mean, right? So
just having some fun. I'm a gamer. It's what I do. One.
Okay.
All right. So let's think and tap.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that our guys are big.
Yeah.
We're gonna trade the one.
We're gonna draw our card.
Oh, we're gonna buff. Yeah. Okay. That one's a little sketchy to play, but what? So we probably buff the 2/3, and then like I want to play around Portal. We play around Claws if we don't trade in our Voidwalker, but I want to trade in the Voidwalker to play around the thing.
Yeah, so do you want to buff the 2/2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Center.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have a 1, a 2, and a 3 then, and that's good. Yeah. Right?
Right into that defile.
We're going to have a 1, a 2, and a 2.
No.
Okay.
This one's 3.
Like
we buff it.
Attack, so like...
Oh, you're talking about attack.
Yes. That's what I mean. Like, we could have gone with all 2s or a 1, 2, and a 3, and this gives us more flexibility and stronger against Claws.
We can go Coin Serenite. Actually, they have to trade the whole board into it. And I think it's the best time to play it.
Yeah, I agree.
Job's done. How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Matey. Alright, it's on. So let's pull patches?
Yeah. Yar, mate.
Yeah. Yar.
We can play around Portal.
By trading in how?
We're going to trade the patches and the 3.
The patches is going in. How do you want to trade otherwise, Muzz? You want to trade the 2/1?
That's what I was thinking.
That's going in. And you're thinking you want to trade our...
Galaka Portal.
Galaka Portal.
Then we at least have a 3/2.
Quite bad for us.
And then our Dreadlord.
Our Dreadlord? That's your thought? Yeah. Okay. Do you like that, Slay? I'm okay with it.
We lose our taunt.
We've got we've got Kel'Thuz's minions.
Most of the time he lightnings us, right?
Right, which we just Dreadlord and we're happy. So, let's trade like Muzz wants, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
So Jade Claws, Hero Power.
Yep.
That's not the worst. That's a good one, actually.
You know what they have on turn 5?
But I hope that I won't see it.
Alright. I'm going to hit him in the face in Dreadlord, and I'm going to put the Dreadlord on the left for Evolve. Yeah.
I agree.
Gamer. Yarr.
Nerubian Unraveler stops the Doppel.
It stops the Doppel Evolve.
That's what it's there for.
It literally actually does that.
Wow, it does do that.
It's a pretty interesting card, yeah. It really helps out. One thing in particular, Nerubian Unraveler is very strong in matchups that we've seen people bring out to counter Zoo Warlock. Particularly, a lot of players have been using that controlling mage to counter Zoo Warlock. Well, you throw on Nerubian Unravel in there, suddenly mage can find itself having a little bit of trouble. But
and honestly, it literally takes away the top deck from Virtus.Pro this turn. You trade in the captain, you get the 1 hit from the Despicable Dreadlord, you have 9 power on board with the 6 power Doomguard in hand, or with the Bone Mare coming out, and you literally take away the Doppelgangster Evolve. That is insane.
Yeah, it pretty much just checkmates him right here.
A 6-drop versus Shaman. What is granted the opening hand, but I guess aggro Shaman.
Probably the worst Shaman draw that you could possibly get in this matchup.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But if the board went even at this stage,
right, then they wouldn't be able to Doppelgangster evolve, and maybe you can pull ahead as the Warlock player. It's a cool tech card.
Spellbreaker's gonna close this one up, and love you lots. Chalky's put on his Halloween costume. He's ready to trick or treat. They're gonna win this series 6-3. Virtus.Pro back to the drawing board as a 10-power Nerubian Unraveler crashes in. I didn't think that was how the series was going to end.
Yeah, and this is a big deal. Now the team Love You Lots, from an 0-2 beginning in the Trinity Series, is now at 3-2. 3 consecutive weeks they've had victories, and they have pretty decent tiebreakers. And with how everything's panning out in the bracket, they may be able to clinch a top 4 spot yet.
That was a very critical back-to-back weeks for them with a decisive win last week and then the 6-3 here as well. Very good score for them. Looking at those standings as we do in a moment, but Team Love You Lots, they have shown why we talked about how good they were at the start of this, despite their 0-2 start.
Yeah, despite their 0-2 start, they may be even in first place right now.
I think it's maybe tied for first. I can't wait to see
they're either in like first or second. That's crazy.
It's nuts, but that's why in Hearthstone you never give up and you never surrender. We talked about it yesterday. You try to climb back regardless of the position. All sorts of crazy stuff can happen.
And my favorite part about watching this team play is they really have done different things every single week.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see how they keep pressing the limits and changing in this format and getting rewarded for it. If we talk about the series today, they really got rewarded for playing a unique Shaman deck because Virtus.Pro was unable to correctly identify what was going on there and played incorrectly against it because they didn't know what the cards were.
That's right. And G2 pick up their decisive win this week as well. So now Love You Lots and G2 tied for first in Trinity Series with 2 weeks left to go. That is, I did not see that one coming.
It's still really tight competition for those top 4 spots, and you want to be in the top 4 because only the top 4 go to the LAN finals. If you're in the bottom 4, you're going home.
Yeah, indeed it is. We have an interview with Love You Lots. Chalky is on the line with us, and back from the dead, it seems. A 6-3 score this week and a great score last week. You guys have to be feeling confident about your performance thus far.
Oh, yeah. Feels good to go from being dead last to tied for first.
Talk to us about your preparation this week. Don't give too much away. I know Zalay really hates that for a number of reasons, but you guys have done different stuff pretty much every single week.
Yeah, I mean, in a 7-week-long format, you can't just think strictly in terms of 1 week. So there's some variation for the sake of variation. Obviously, we prepare for each specific opponent and do what we think is going to be good against specifically them. But our hunter strategy we used last week, we didn't use it this week. In fact, we just kind of swapped. We brought Shaman this week. We left it out last week. But they both worked really well. It's it should be pretty hard for other teams to play against us because we've shown so many strategies, so they can't really know what we're going to do.
I want to talk about the Shaman a little bit, too. You guys actually didn't show a card that indicated it was Jade Shaman for the first 2 games it was played. Was that something you guys were accounting for when you went into the other games?
I don't think we specifically did anything differently in the other games because of that. If anything, it's just kind of nice knowing your opponents don't know. So in game 1 of our Shaman, we specifically didn't play Jade Chieftain to close because we didn't need to. That's something we'll do with in any situation with any tech card. It's not really a huge edge, but it's there.
Well, you had an eye patch at the end of the last game there. Do you plan on trick-or-treating as patches for Halloween today?
No, but I've got my Patches portrait in the background. I don't know. There he is.
There you go.
So, yeah, brought some good luck. We never drew Patches today.
It worked out for you this week. Well, congratulations on your win this week. You guys are looking great in the standings. 2 more weeks left to go, and it's always a pleasure to watch you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
I love Patches.
I do not. I think it is my least favorite card in the entire game.
Yeah, well, you also don't like Ultimate Devastation, so.
Well, yeah.
Shows
Yeah,
what
who
taste you
likes
have.
patches and ultimate infestation?
I mean, you're a fire bat. You're a hunter card. What do you know?
Wow, I wish I wasn't a hunter card, to be
Take a
honest
look at the
with you.
standings. And there it is again. This has been some crazy weeks in Trinity. Complexity was in first place. And then their loss this week drops them down to that 19-20 game score. But again, they won Trinity Series Season 1 with a perfectly even game score. The key for them was closing out matches in the right spots.
Right, so it makes sense that they're kind of having a similar strategy going into this one, and they're just falling on the wrong side of it right now.
But that to me is the story of the week right there. Planet Odd. 6 straight with Zoo Warlock.
Absolutely disgusting. That is a powerful deck that I anticipate in the coming weeks of Trinity Series now that Zoo's getting more popular. People need to design a counter for and, dedicate one of the weaker classes in their lineups to just stopping Zoo.
Yeah, indeed. It's been such a pleasure to watch Trinity Series this week, and of course, we couldn't have done it without the help from Intel. And thanks to Twitch and ESL as well for contributing to the Trinity Series so that we can watch these guys do battle for our entertainment. I love to see it. 2 more weeks of Trinity left to go, and this is Halloween on the shifted schedule. We'll be back to our normal schedule next week, but Firebat, I want to thank you for joining us this week, and do you have anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Hopefully everybody has a very spooky Halloween.
Indeed. I hope you guys get plenty of candy, but don't eat too much of it. And, of course, always get it checked before you eat it. For everyone here at production, for myself, and for Firebat, thank you guys for joining us, and it's Wednesday, Thursday next week at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Happy Halloween!
You guys seeing this?
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.